Mm.
So I don't want us to. If you go to Grand Bassa, you have Sunset Beach. Is a whole different thing. If you go to Magibi, I'm still thinking when you go to Doris, when you go. But come on,
No,
man.
no, no.
Let's move on.
You finish. No, no, no. We don't need to move from. I need to say mine. And I like the way that you are, placing Magibi like to say Magibi is nothing. Magibi, you go Magibi any hours of the night, you will meet people outside. I'm coming up. I allow you to talk.
Go ahead.
And Magibi is more lively than Bomi County. Anytime, every day you go to Magibi, you have that life. Like, you are outside Mosrado County for a purpose. You are going to enjoy yourself. At least you get an ambience wherein you can have a great time in a place. But not like Bomi, my man. Now that you leave from Mosrado County, you enter Bomi. Soon they say 5:30, you see nobody outside again. You see, you're talking about the Blue Lake. The Blue Lake is just like a place that people can just walk and just go and then come back, because we can see that you having a tourist area, but that vibe, like when you move from here, you go to the Patawi waterfall, you have like enjoyment there. You move from here, you go to Sunset Beach, that enjoyment. You go to the you go places that you have that enjoyment, that special moment. It's not like the Blue Lake, because the folks are coming out, Harris, because the folks in Bomi, they don't want to develop the place.
And this is Parker, you got to be careful. We are on an open platform,
of course,
and no,
I know.
So you don't conclude that the folks in Bomi don't want to develop the Blue Lake. The fact that you tell me that Blue Lake is a place you just walk and go and come back, then it clarifies that say last time you ever went to Bomi, and now I'm saying the last time you were to the Blue Lake was during the climax of the Salif administration. So I want to believe that.
Bomi, I play I move on the radio. I can go and come out.
I'm saying, if you tell me on this platform that Blue Lake is a place you just walk and come back, then the difference that the last year to the Blue Lake was during the Salif administration. Because Buckeye, you were bearing in mind that when Edwin Suro became senator of Bomi under the George Weah administration, it was through the instrumentality as well of the first lady at the time of Claudia that we saw that witnessed a drastic improvement at the Blue Lake. That today people walk to the Blue Lake, people will go to the Blue Lake, and even at 10 o'clock at night, you go to the Blue Lake, the place is electrified, and you have that same vibe. It is comparable. It is comparable to Patawi, no, because Patawi is being showed out by a private citizen. If we have someone, we have a private entity showed up in the Blue Lake, it will do better than Patawi. So we don't want to go that route. But if you tell me that the Blue Lake, doing 2007 fresh on Civil War, that people just used to go there and go take back and come back, that you still want to compare and that Blue Lake now to the current happening, then adapt that the last time you went to Bomi. And that's why I don't want to go that way. On the issue about whether, having, that way, my vibes, then if people want to leave from Monrovia to go Kakata because of vibes, then there's no reason why you leave Monrovia. That's not it.
But you want to change. Location.
People leave from one location to another because of certain value attached. So you want to leave from here and go in Basso because you have an experience of beach. You have an experience of port. You want to leave from here to go Ganta because you have a whole new experience of people. Different. Different set of people coming from Africa as well, mixing up with Liberians, and you have that different exposure. You want to leave from here to go, to Bon County because you have an experience of the Patawi. That's the reason you want to leave from here and go Great Cape Mount because you have an experience of the of the Lake. That's the reason why people leave from one location to another. So you're not telling me you want to move from Monrovia and go to Kakata because you want to see people passing on the street and there. When I receive they go Red Water, that's not it. So that's how Bomi is. You want to go have a whole different approach to what is happening. You want to go at 9 o'clock, you see folks still pulling in from the Blue Lake. This is an experience I want you to
go. Man, forget that team, man. Blue Lake.
I just don't want to dwell on that. Because that's a part. Let's be honest. From the Civil War, Bomi had an opportunity to be developed, especially producing a president for 2 consecutive terms with Madam Salif. Bomi had an opportunity. Having a speaker, also producing a speaker at the time, Bomi had an opportunity to develop. So, should we say that the country was developed at the time? We said no. But again, when people realize where they made mistakes and try to develop on those mistakes, is what is more important. So we made a mistake at the time. We had an opportunity that we did not develop ourselves better than where we should be. And by then, since that time, immediately Manaseri left the presidency, the citizens of Bomi took on the challenge at the time. So from 2017 now,
don't waste our time money.
Bomi, you see massive improvement.
Don't waste our time money. Don't waste our time.
So I don't want to,
because Bomi is lacking. Like I said,
of course,
Bomi is lacking.
Every county in Liberia is lacking.
Now I'm talking about being close to the capital.
Your Lofa is where it's lacking. Your proximity to the capital city does not in a way provide that you'll be developed in other countries. No.
But you will do something at least. You will do something at least. No. I'm telling you, if it was Lofians, I'm saying this now. No, I'm coming, Harry. No, Harry, let me say something. You've been talking. So let me tell you, if it was Lofians,
proximity to the capital, that's not in any way provide that you'll be developed with other people. You know what? It further places you in a position that you'll even be challenged because people consider you have proximity. So let's expand development in the other countries that are far. That's how Lofa today is developing. But if I'm telling you, Lofa is coming, those officials will sit on the table in the national budget and say, you know why? Since we already have bombing, in less than 2 hours we'll come to the capital city and go back. Let's look at those in Lofa that have to reach. That's how road development is going to Lofa. That's how you see hospitals are going to Lofa. That's how you see, electricity will be moving to Lofa. But if Lofa were been in the case of bombing, I tell you this, so that we are proximity to Monrovia.
So now let me explain my own. I like the conversation the morning. When you saying because Lofa is far, that's why officials are pumping in money, are doing this, are doing that. No, Harris, you are getting it all wrong. Lofian themselves are taking up the challenge. I'm telling you, if it was Lofa that were close to Mosurado County, we the Lofians were going to be in total competition with Mosurado. I'm serious with you. Let me tell you, Lofians are noted for, when it comes to development, food productivity, education, everything. If it was Lofa County that were closer to Mosurado, I bet you Mosurado would never leave Lofa behind. I'm serious with you. And Harris, let me tell you this: the folks in Bomi County should let the citizens take up the challenge, like the way other counties are doing. They shouldn't just sit down and wait for government to come and do this, government to come and do that. Now, if you enter in if you enter in Lofa County, you will see a lot of things. Even though we are far away from the capital, even though we are way yonder ahead of other people, but you will see a lot of changes when it comes to Lofa County. When it comes to Lofa County, but my brother, right here, Bomi County, that is, the poor family have to come in Mosurado County to come back cool and carry back, to come back chicken, pepper, beta ball and carry back. We from Lofa will be living right inside Mosurado. They will be buying pepper and so on, or watching everything from Mosurado.
You see the deception in your conversation. That if you say the people of Bomi will leave from Bomi to go and buy pepper
but that's it.
I'm coming to go and come buy pepper in
Douala Market.
Then it explains your deception in your conversation. It shows that this is the same conversation you hear about some folks that just want to characterize Bomi negatively. And that's a conversation you have brought into, and not yourself having independent verification of what you say.
Harry, I have verified it and it's reality.
I'm coming. People have proximity. So, what do you expect those that run the poor rural belt? Where do you expect them to go in terms of coming to purchase, the basic commodities? You expect a man in poor rural go all the way by market to go and buy things? I said, no. You don't expect a man in poor rural to leave poor rural like in Bomi and travels way clear and as far as to go and purchase pepper. The men are there around the Demon area, around the journey, around Pearl River, we find coming Douala as the most shorter distance than going back. So you got to think of that's the reason. But Braka, have you been on Monday to buy market and see the flow of the market and know the local produce that's been brought in by? Have you been to Clay Market on Friday? Have you been to Southtown Market on Wednesday? I'm asking you a conversation. So take upon these 3 days, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, go to the various markets I'm telling you about and see the produce that's been on the market for sale. Then you ask yourself the question as to why people are still doubting that there's no productivity in Bombay. Part of the reasons as well, over the last 18 years now, since we transitioned from the Civil War, the people of Lofa have enjoyed, the appointment power of governments in government out immensely. So like that country of Lofa obviously will have to be developed. Lofa over the years from the Salif administration enjoyed a lot of cabinet positions, transitioning into as well under the George Weah administration. So a country like that obviously developed. How many times Bomi have produced a minister in the country since the Civil War ended?
Bomi was just having President Ellen Johnson said it from Bomi.
I'm telling you. So because of that reason, Baka, you have the
we have Ellis Talor. We have 2 speakers from there.
Who is Ellis Talor? No, we have 1 speaker. Snow at the time was never a speaker. At the time he was speaker, he was not associated with Bomi. Who is Ellis Talor? You know how Ellis Talor left the scene of power at the time. You know the characteristic of Ellis Talor. We don't want to dwell on that. It was of recent. The involvement of Snow that challenged Talor to even start to do something. Have you been to Ellis Talor home in Bomi? Mono. Have you been there before? And see how place is. It took the courage of Snow to even grade that role. Talor had, was able to carry development there after serving for the length of time as representative, as speaker. So what? So what am I saying? What am I saying is that the people of Lofa, because they have enjoyed over the years a lot of cabinet positions, it challenged them to do something. But the people of Bomi have been subjected. Part of that as well. You have
every population. Every county enjoyed cabinet minister position.
In terms of population, you have Lofians that are populated. I'm saying Lofa is a county that is populated. You have none of Lofians. So everyone comes in.
They are developmental oriented. That's why.
Developmental oriented.
That's why.
Having the opportunity to develop.
So Bomina having the opportunity. What you No. Every country having the opportunity to develop. Every county.
So we also having the opportunity to develop. So
yes, every country, you say because they are not in cabinet position. Every country once we have a certain government or a new government, they want to touch every sector, every county, because yes,
that's the beauty of your constitution. They will want to.
Yeah, but it's happening. It's a reality.
Having a wanting power and doing it, there are 2 different things.
That's the reality.
So what we're seeing is that we produce a president for 12 years. At the time transitioning from Civil War, a president have understood that they need to have all of the counties captured and now focusing on a specific county, like the way it was done under the Dole regime, under the Toba regime, will be the better way to go. That the country is better, and their way to unite the people is to have development shares and not seeing like the present county. That's why even under the Salif administration, you don't have more cabinet ministers moving for Bomi like the way it's done under the Boubacar administration. Like you have a lot of. That's why under the Salif administration, you don't have more cabinet ministers. I'm coming from Bomi like the way it was done under the George Weah administration. You have a lot of folks in the southeast because Manan Salif had a greater responsibility at the time to unite the country. To do that is to have out of the 15 counties inclusive. So like that, a country that Bomi will suffer. That producing a president wouldn't be on name, but it's not a priority. It's not a yardstick as to why you'll be developed, right? So all these things I don't want to dwell on that. But what I want to say is that the Bomi before, Bomi before was not. It's not Bomi now. The citizens of Bomi have realized that developing the country is a priority. No. That's why we have moved on. So I don't want to say, my point about you, right?
You know the problem. You have to give me the time to talk. I want you just don't monopolize the whole conversation. No, we're not just staying on it because we'll always be on it because the thing that you want me to agree on, I will not agree on it.
Disagreement with you stay when that don't say the Bomi currently as we speak. Now Bomi is still struggling with certain basic things like the way you spoke of. You go Bomi after 9 o'clock, it's dark and that kind of thing.
But I'm serious.
They were coming. There are rooms for improvement. Granted,
where?
But with the involvement of the involvement of LEC now, Boubacar coupled with how we have moved on in terms of the Blue Lake as well, providing tourists, tourist exposure. Parker, today you enter Tottenham by 10 o'clock, you feel satisfied.
Let me tell you, counties that are ahead of Lofa County, and I can be real. I'm not saying. I'm saying that Lofa County is doing quite better when it comes to a lot of things. Most especially infrastructure. You know, a lot of improvement have been done in Lofa County. But my point here is that county that is closer. A county that is closer to the capital city of Liberia, which is Mosurado County, which is Monrovia, is where you're not lacking. Like to say, they are far. You know, when comparing Bomi County, we can compare them with Reward. We can compare them with Reward County, Sasta people places like the places that we can compare Bomi with. You never look at Lofa that is far away. Bro, I'm telling you, if Lofa were near Mosurado County, the competition that are going to be between Mosurado and Lofa, it was not going to be easy. I'm serious with you. And I come in. Let me just conclude. Then you come in.
I'm just asking you a question. Have you been to Bento, the capital city of? I'm saying Bensenville, the capital city.
Yes, of course, I've been there.
Can you compare Bensenville to that of Fonjoma in terms of development? Fonjoma is developed in Bensenville. Then why can you ask yourself why most relocate Bensenville? Why can't you proximate to the capital city of Los Angeles give you a ride, you'll be developed?
Mama, it left with it. No, Mama, it's left with the citizens. It's left with the citizens. I've been there.
Can you compare the development in Fonjoma to Bensenville?
Fonjoma is here.
That's
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Harris. No, that's what I'm saying. It's left with the citizens themselves. If the citizens of Bomi County must have courage to behave like other counties, like Lima, like the Bassa, like the Lofa, like the Bomi, let me say other counties, they will develop. They are just a stone away, a stone throw away from the capital. They have access to everything.
Yes,
so it's left with them. They are not. They just don't want to develop the country. They just don't want to. That's my point.
And that's what I said. That it is the citizens of realize that there is improvement. There's a need for improvement, and that improvement or that transitional state is a gradual one. But I don't want you to base the argument because of proximity to the capital means that Bomi is compared to be, Bomi to be developed immediately. What am I saying is that if that is the case, then take your camera to Bensenville, the capital of Mosurado, and ask yourself, why is it at that place? It's not developed as we speak. Say Mosurado is the closest county to the capital. They ask yourself. So what am I saying is that the proximity to the capital does not in any way provides an equal opportunity that development to show us with.
Okay,
so I'm saying that your closeness to the capital even put you in a further disadvantaged position because in terms of development now, the government people salary extending the development to the leeward counties, to the far to rich counties. So what you do now, it is with the citizens that have to muster the courage. Then you look at Bomi now, look through the corridors of Bomi and see how many times Bomi have produced cabinet ministers. How many times you see Bomi have produced state leaders as compared to what Lofa have done over the years. Then you ask yourself the question. So that's what I'm saying. I cannot sit on this conversation to compare Bomi to that of Lofa. Never. But what I can say is that if you want to characterize Bomi as to river cells, there's a distance of people at Bomi. When the last time you go to river cells and stand there and even definitely call someone to hear you correct. And in terms of network coverage, that you even want to stay with river cells and want to compare river cells with Bomi, it's a distance. But don't do it. But you can't stay in Bensenville and definitely call someone that even hear you clear. Then you won't compare that kind of thing. Let go, man. Don't do it. Don't do it.
To be real, to be real, and I will say again, Lofa County is a county that we all need to. We say Lofa County is a county that I will always voice for. So folks, there's we just wanted to spice it up this morning when it comes to the issue about counties. We are now attacking counties, but it's just good that you flag or Yeah, talk about your county. And I'm proud. I will always be proud to talk about my beloved Lofa County. Yeah. The day we'll get paved road from here directly to Vonjama City. That's the time you will know what we Lofians are capable of doing. I'm telling you guys, the day, I'm reiterating, the day that we Lofians will get a paved road from here straight to Vonjama City, it's over. It's over because we will take development to another level. We will improve our county that will make people be running there for weekends. I'm serious. We will improve our county. Will make people be going there for, people will be coming from other countries to just to visit Lofa County, just to visit the Worogisi Mountain, just to have that experience, that love, that hospitality in Vonjama City. But we pray to God in heaven, one day we will get that paved road that will take us from here to Vonjama. Then the Liberian people will know what we Lofians are capable of doing. So, folks, wherever you are this morning, if you just joining us, welcome. This is the Punch Breakfast Show. We thought it wise in spicing it up this morning. This morning on the Punch Breakfast Show. So let's dive into serious national issues this morning. With the conversation yesterday at Duko, the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation Commission, their refurbished water point, a point that hosts 1 million gallons of water. 1 million gallons of water up Duko. On this platform, we tell you, once you are a government official in this Bwakite region, you are doing well. We will give you all of the support. We will preach, or we will sing the positive songs towards you. But if you, as a government official, just slip or go out of the way, that you don't want to, you're having position, but you are not functioning well, my brother or sister, let me tell you this. When we sit behind this microphone, we will sit behind this microphone and make a change in this administration. Yes. We can tell you for a fact, behind this microphone, we'll sit here and make a change when it comes to some of these government officials. It is disheartening. It is funny to see certain group of people, most especially those in government, start to cry woe because of what we do here. This platform was built, or it's been built, not to criticize destructively, no, but to criticize constructively. We here at the Punch Breakfast Show and Punch FM, once you are a government official and you are doing well, we'll come to you and tell you, say, oh, Madam Official or Mr. Official, thank you very much. Let's look at the Mayor Mohammed Ali at the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation. Mr. Ali, since his appointment, or his taking over at Water and Sewer Corporation, he has been doing tremendously well in improving the water sector of our country. Yes, of course, he has been doing extremely well in improving the water sector of our country. Yesterday, the commission, they refurbished point there up Duko, giving access to water in Central Monrovia, and also they help with 3 water points for the Liberia National Service. 3 water points. When they say fire in Central Monrovia or fire so and so place, the Liberia National Fire Service don't need to go to Do River to get water. No, they just need to go They just need to close to that water point. Okay, just need to go to that water point and and get water. So, folks, we want to commend Mr. Muhammad Ali and his team at the Water and Sewer Corporation. This is about Liberia. This is about Liberia. This is about Liberia. And we as citizens, when people are at Harris, we must commend them.
Yeah. Mo is trying his best, especially taking over an institution like the LWSC, coupled with challenges at the time, and see the level of work done thus far. I want to believe in the prospects of Mo Ali. I want to believe that Mo has a vision. Mo is enthusiastic in terms of service delivery. So, Boakai, what am I reading through the minds of Mo Ali? That all he needs to do is to focus, because there will be distraction. Obviously, the case will be, especially now, like you were listening, different media outlets will come out that he awarded, contract,
chemical contract,
procedures,
yes,
and the different. And sometimes I ask myself, over the years, will not be awarding contract
procedure, no result
in the country. So why it's true that we don't want to be defiant to the laws in this country, but more is on a path that will be beneficial for the country. And so like that, there will always be distraction. The ability to overcome the distraction is what matters. And I think Mo has courage. Mo Ali is someone that he got spade in spade. Mo has been a person that have been tested and proven. There are times in this country, situations that could even, destroy Mo completely.
Yeah.
It has to be someone that is courageous, as with Mo, to stand those times, especially, during those challenging times. And so that's why when President Barker appointed him at the LWSC, especially at the time when there were challenges, and I said to myself that with the appointment of Mo, there are works that will be done at the institution. And so we see this now. We observe that Mo is moving on since taking over. And I was reading through, I think one of the media outlets was naming the best performing, official in the Barker administration for the first 3 months. And I saw someone went on to name Sarah Beslo Nyanti. And I was like, I don't know where you take your analysis from. Because in terms of service delivery that you want to use as a determination to grade people that have done much in the 3 months period, we can grade. We can call Ahmed Modane. Ahmed Modane who have done better in an even where he was working in line with his boss. But the fact that being disrespectful doesn't even guarantee him, being called. Boakai Ahmed would have been one of the best performing ministers in the Joe Boakai administration if Ahmed would have managed a situation like the rest. Boakai. At the time, there were conversations that could plunge, the country into chaos or into security crisis. You have a minister like Ahmed that have managed that situation. Boakai Ahmed was stole the show, right? But Ahmed was stealing the show. But at this time now, we say, for me, in my analysis, I think Mo is working. Mo is working over the years. Mo is doing a lot of great work, in just a short space. And that's why we call on him to keep to his step, and we look forward as well. Mo is doing a very good work. There are a lot of guys that produce. We look forward to see Patrick Horner from the LT as well doing a lot of work.
I'm telling you.
Because so the institution to lose time, man.
Yeah, so we can start singing on their name. Yeah.
Lose time, my brother just misbehaving in the country.
Yeah.
So we look forward to see us whether some Patrick Horner to start to rise up.
So we can start singing.
LT.
Yeah, so we can start singing praises to them.
Abdullah Kamarade will rise up.
Yeah. The guy at the airport that they call him Stephen Johnson then Warwick Bryan then to as superintendent.
They go get young boss superintendent.
Yeah, and another guy that is doing extremely well for the past few days is the city mayor.
Yeah, John Siafa. For me,
Yeah.
I don't want to say John Safar. I want to be very careful because what John Safar is doing is less than 1% of what needs to be done. And so, like that, you don't want to be so fast to say John is doing excellent. I mean, my man, single, not the dirtiest part of Liberia. Not the dirtiest, single is not the dirtiest part of Monrovia, Buckeye. You won't see that, eh? Go Central Monrovia, go front street, eh? Buckeye, face West Point, eh? Can't outside, you know that when John Safar start to touch the area, eh? Then I'll sit there and go in. So let's not be so fast about John Safar and just around Street to go move garbage in Long Street and then Buckeye fast to start. Then Moali then went out the first 2-3 days. Moali started with transformation, right? Initiator has already immediately order conducted commissions and start to work to see prosper. Moali work is effective. What the LWSC is doing now will affect across Monrovia. Quite across Monrovia. Why John Safar is starting? It's just from a menu portion of Monrovia. Just not for me. I don't want to speak so fast. I start calling John Safar on the show before. You know, John Safar go sit down and start having press conferences that Koji and say he's doing a great job. When Koji took over, we saw that. We saw Koji begin with, Central Monrovia. At time they used to go to the graveyard to go clean that area. But we started to say, Koji was doing great. Koji took over. So let's now go that route. Monrovia is very big. Monrovia has a greater responsibility that anything you do in terms of development in Monrovia must affect a vast majority of the population. So John still have a greater tax worker. So let's not do it. But for more, at least to some extent, we say kudos, and it is our expectation that Mo will do more than what he's doing at the LWSC.
Okay, so that's it. Like we said, once you are doing well in this administration, we will give you everything. We'll give you the support. We'll talk about you here and make sure that the Liberian people know that I think the mayor will, if you mind, the mayor is becoming our government official of the past 3 months. Yeah, man is really doing well. So
and
we must.
I think, okay, it is one thing we'll work with our producer, just also going to do that we here because we're looking through the lenses of government and seeing the work that has been done by officials. So come at time, maybe at the end of every month, or after 3 months, we'll profile our best minutes on this. That's all right. The media, if the media criticizes. And I'm saying, if the media is criticizing Buckeye, the media should also be in a position to inform the people who are those that are doing better.
Yeah.
Everyone who said this country we categorize everyone has been corrupt. It is time to sit and say, even though the government's challenged, but there are individuals that are rising above those challenges. And I think that producer just hope will begin to take on that initiative, even though you want to bring a sort of director in it, but we were managing the situation though.
Okay, so
Buckeye at 8 o'clock this morning, we will have Honorable Yen Allen Vabla, Director General, and also Honorable Mariaman Kamara Macaulay, Deputy Director General for Training and Development of the Liberia Institute
for Public Administration.
LIPA. Will join us this morning. An exclusive conference we'll have in terms of all what you need to know
about LIPA,
and some of the opportunities that are provided. I know a lot of you professional people coming up, you want to take advantage of the opportunities. And so at 8 o'clock this morning, we'll have them exclusively on the conversation. Up to 9 o'clock, we will talk about the Painesville City, City as well.
Painesville City Corporation.
Robert Bestman
will be on the microscope.
Robert Bestman is yet to understand his term of reference. Robert Bestman is yet to understand what are the reasons why President Buckeye appointed him. And so he feels that his appointment is something he's entitled to. And so he sits comfortably and forget what he's supposed to be doing. So at 9 o'clock this morning, folks will tell you, we informed Robert Bestman, or we remind him about his term of reference. The reasons why President Buckeye appointed him to be mayor of the city of Painesville.
At 9 o'clock, that's when we'll take an hour to tell you about how the Painesville city is. But let's take some calls this morning because we have just 10 more minutes to go to taking our first set of guests this morning. So place in your calls to 0778 665 699, 0778 665 699. Also 880-561-644, 880-561-644. Remember that at 8 o'clock we'll take the folks from Lipa. We're in. If you are a Liberian, you want to know more about Lipa, we'll be telling you more about the in and out of the Liberia Institute for Public Administration. So the phone lines are now open. Call us on 0778 665 699 0778 665 699. Let's take this person the morning. Okay, we mess up on our quarter. You can place in your calls to 0778 665 699. You'll be live with us on the Punch Breakfast Show with Buaka Amara Kamara and Harris Bailey. And from part of the discussion, probably you want to talk about your own county too, because we talk about we flag our counties there, and you want to talk about your own. The people there from Bezon, the people from Bon County. Man, Bon County to becoming lively.
But Green Basel, Emerson Green Basel supposed to be developed, bro.
They get it put there. Oh,
brother, that can very good. It just remind him. What I saw they talk now about President Green Basel. I think you see Green Basel, Green Basel. But let's take commercial city. I think we say we cannot fly.
Let's take this call. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, my
brother. Yeah, your name is joining us from.
Yeah, my name is Respect the Police. I joined you from the Banner Bay Patient Share.
Okay, welcome. Respect the Police.
I tell you.
Thank you very much. Anyway, thank you for the topics of the discussion. My brother Mo Ali, we should appreciate Mo Ali our job. Mo Ali is somebody that when he say he will do team, he do it. So that I will not believe there. Thank you very much.
Which country
you from?
I'm a Tottenham brother. Discussion about Tottenham brother where I feel bad.
Oh, but it is a reality though.
I'm telling you,
no, but people move for that it happening.
My man, I'm telling you, but
okay, thank you so much. Let's take another person on this line. 0778 665 699 0778 665 699 088 0561 644 080561644. Like you said, 8 o'clock. We take the folks from Lipa. That's the Liberia Institute for Public Administration. They will tell us more about Lipa. So keep your calls coming in this morning on the conversation on 0778 665 699. So one of my favorite countries I normally run to for relaxation is to be real is Grand Bassam. Yeah, the hospitality there is good. The folks there are welcoming, and I wish I could be able to be running to Bomi like the way I can run to Pasa. Yeah, that one day I want to be doing that.
Take the call for it, bro.
Take this person here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Your name, where you joining us from?
I'm calling from Bagad Village, Johnsonville.
Okay, Johnsonville, welcome, my brother.
Thank you for the topic discussion can't develop. Me first way, Mo Ali, he's correction. I'm applying for what he did yesterday to have pump water in the city.
Mm-hmm.
You pay for that and we pray for the government to succeed. Local country, it's not a small country.
Mm-hmm.
Local is one country that the country depends on.
Yeah.
People in Local, they are very hardworking. They are capable of doing anything to bring success in the country and also in Liberia. So Lofa, no country that can compare to Lofa. No country.
We love here. We are proud of our country.
Proud.
Thank you. Thank you.
We are hardworking.
Thank you.
We are potential.
Thank you.
We are
I can get you. Thank you.
Mental.
Mm-hmm.
You don't leave Lofa to come but Pepe Belabo or no.
Who does that?
Thank you. And you have no. Let me ask a caller. Let me ask a caller. Don't come interrupt here. Let me ask a caller. Sir, do you believe that the people of Tottenham Bread can move from Tottenham Bread to come and buy Pepe and Belabo? And you know it's happening, right? This is.
It's not about.
I tell you later.
I get a reason for a question if you ask him.
Yeah, but why?
Ask him what his own experience and not ask him, do you believe?
But the man have experience.
No,
the man know about it. He know about it.
No, he should not be believing.
The man know about it. Okay, let him conclude. Let him conclude.
The way he direct the question.
Okay, listen to him now. Listen to him.
No need for his account again.
No, listen to him. Harry, listen to the man. Listen to the man.
I was in Bombay for one. I was a teacher. I was in Bombay before.
As in a year,
I came in 1982. I left Lofa 1982. I came in Little Moravia. I know about Bombay people. I know about living conditions. See, they know Bombay. One thing, I mean.
Let me struggling to hear you provide a kind of proof. But I don't do it.
They are very hard.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. No fears of hard working. Thank you so much. Yeah.
No one's comparing. How was it on this conversation to compare that of Bombay?
We're not doing comparison here. We're not doing comparison. We're talking about counters now. We're not doing comparison.
But if you're asking him, if you believe that the people can move from Bombay to come back, then following that, you want to present a conversation. I mean, to bring the people of Bombay negatively. No,
my man, let's take this.
You have been acting for experience with people of
Bombay. My man, let's take this caller here, my brother. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning. My name is Lasana Boga Masekwe. Joining you from Congo this morning.
Welcome, Mr. Masekwe.
Thank you for the topic on the discussion this morning. I really appreciate it. I'm a born Lofien. To be told, Lofien has exemplified an extreme level of self-development. I mean, an ambition to develop themselves.
Sure.
That's the Eastern, right? So when I went Lofa a couple of years back, I met people taking things from Kolang, which is a central point, taking it to their villages on their head to. If you compare that to people that are living bombing, Grand Bassel, and coming to Monrovia or and putting them on car, and not seeing the development as compared to Lofa. Villages in Lofa are not in competition. They houses.
Yeah.
I mean, really are championing the course of development in Lofa. Really are paying houses on their own. This is not something I'm telling you because of Monrovia. And when I saw the weird thing, Lofia are so greedy for development in the sense that we need to do their own house. They don't rely on men to do major housing work.
Yeah.
In my village, if you have your zinc, you have your wood. You finish building out already because they do teamwork. They come and help you.
They come and help you. That's how Lofia's are. Even family help you.
Your family help you. There is also where people have party as a general community.
Yeah.
You don't go in the bush in the farm, you don't clean up.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And
good one, but
yeah, every Friday.
That I hope other countries, other countries will learn from them. The people of Lofa in terms of how working they are. But in terms of prayer singing, I think the prayer sing themselves and the more they work. Because
my man, forget that thing.
This is a country, even the Benin Carry country, me one time what I can tell you, this is the best. I'm saying the best country. It defines how the people of Lofa prayer sing themselves, though. But yeah, in terms of working, you guys are good. You are great. I mean,
yeah.
And we hope that you guys continue.
Okay, we'll take our last call 077-866-569, and we can continue with the conversation once it's about Lofa. But man, even Lofa now is coming.
Talking about Jeff in Niman.
The women. Let's take the message country like best country. Good morning, welcome.
The man left with you.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Yeah. Yep, you know where joining us from.
I listen to
I'm John Mobile calling from Wuhan.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to the both of you discussing the two candidates in the morning.
Uh-huh.
And I live outside the class. When you talk about Lufa and Bomi, I may agree with you. People will come from Tottenham, bro. Come to Basel, bro. But if you say Lufa, look at Lufa. Lufa have Polo.
My man, that shouldn't be the excuse, man. That shouldn't be the excuse, my man. Now because of having Bola we clean our man, people come on. I mean, I beg you, man. No. You're not happy anyway. The fears are hard working. They are making a farm and producing and eating at the same time and bringing some to Mosurado. You know that Lofa supply in Mosurado?
Yeah, we agree. Like, you know, when kind of Mosurado, don't see how many things. But I agree. The
okay. All right. Thank you so much, my brothers. That's our last call for this segment on the show here this morning. Thank you. We just wanted to, spice it up this morning, Harris. To
and I love the way you pull our legs surprisingly. I too was puzzled when you came up with this conversation, Boakai, because I felt that it was intentionally done so as to challenge ourselves, to change us from bombing to tell you what are some of the good things been done in bombing. Yeah, and thankfully I was able to explain some of the things. Problem. And I
blue leg.
And I always say there are rooms for improvement in bombing, though. Let's be very clear to this conversation. There are rooms for improvement. But over the years, the people of bombing have realized that development cannot be overly stated. And because of that, we have moved on. And a lot of work has been done, and continuously we'll do more. So, but to sit on this reading and completely want to trash the efforts of the people of bombing is a disservice to us. And that's what I have to come in defense. But so be it, we have our guest, Boakai. We're going to transition on this conversation now. We have, of course, the folks from LIPA, the Director General. The name is challenging. Nialan Vabla, Director General, and Honorable Mariaman Kamara Macaulay, Deputy Director General for Training and Development of LIPA. They have joined us on a conversation this morning. It is an honor to have you on the Punch Breakfast Show. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
You want to just closer to the microphone?
Yeah, I
think that's not she.
Yeah.
Come again. Good morning.
Good morning.
I think she's off. You have to put her on. Your microphone is off.
Yeah. Sis.
Good morning.
Stay off.
Yes, stay off.
Not coming through.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So we'll continue
with the Director General. I don't know if I got your pronunciation. I'm saying the pronunciation of your name correctly, but for the sake of the conversation, you want to give us the better pronunciation.
Well, thank you. My name is Niala T. Vapla.
Okay.
And it's a pleasure to be here.
I don't want to be regionalistic though, but the name Vabla sounds like it comes from the western part of Liberia, Grand Cape. Is that where you hear from?
Yes, and because of the name, because I'm one of the privileged Liberians to have a heritage from two counties. My maternal heritage is Kitmount. My paternal heritage is Bong, and that's where the name Niala is from. It's a Pele.
Okay.
It means I'm satisfied. Vapla is I'm never feel. So I always joke that I'm satisfied. I'm never feel.
Okay.
Vapala. Okay. And so we move on. Part of the reasons why I asked that question, because this morning we were teasing our audience with the need of the different regions. And sometimes I don't know what comes to mind when we have people want to look at the western part of Liberia as one of the laziest set of people come from the western part of Liberia. How do you feel when you listen to those conversations?
Well, not necessarily. I don't know. Lazy is relative. To borrow from the president in the cabinet retreat, he said something very interesting, that you don't get to judge people as being lazy because they don't produce rice and you produce rice. Then, like, people produce fish So support them to produce fish. And when people produce plantain, support them to produce plantain where they can. So you don't just pass a judgment that, oh, we from Bong or from Lofa, we produce rice, and Cape Town doesn't produce rice, so they're lazy folks. There are other things they do. So lazy is relative, and so I don't buy into that.
Okay, thankfully we cross over to Madam Macaulay as well. You care to tell us which one of the counties you hear from? We're asking this question because this is how we initiated the conversation to our audience. And so it is an honor as well to have a teaser of our guests before we dive into the conversation.
Okay, my name is Mariama Kamara Macaulay. I hail from Lofa County.
Okay, thank you so much.
Do you believe that you guys are the strongest set of people in Liberia?
Well, I believe we are strong. I don't want to use the word strongest. I believe we're strong and productive people. And I also believe that all other Liberians from the different regions are also strong. Once they are given the opportunity, I believe that they will do their best also.
Okay, so we move on now. Boakai, it is important we kickstart the conversation this morning. Let's begin with how is the institution that you both manage, the Liberia Institute for Popular Administration, LIPA? How is it?
Well, LIPA is good. We are to have been appointed by His Excellency to take on the challenge of transitioning LIPA to a more effective institution that will provide capacity building opportunities for the public sector. So that transition process is ongoing, and we are leading bold changes and with a vision to rebrand, strive for excellence, ensure LIPA is accessible, and also ensure we provide quality learning and development opportunities for the public sector.
Let's look at you. When one talks about LIPA, at times there's a conversation that comes out in terms of the roles and functions of the institution. You want to tell us, for the sake of our audience, to connect the conversation, what is the role and responsibility or function of your institution, LIPA?
So the institution, the name is a self-explanatory. It's the Institute of Public Administration. It was constituted as the Institute of Public Administration in 1969 by law to provide capacity building opportunities to enhance public sector capacity across the government and ministries and agencies. So that's what we continue to do at LIPA. And like I said, we are excited to be transitioned because the needs are expanding as government, and so we must expand as well to meet those needs and demand as the sole institute for providing capacity development opportunities.
Okay, so let's move on to our model here. I want to know, since you guys took over at LIPA, where did you meet this institution since you took over, and taking over, how like for you guys?
Well, first of all, we would like to extend our gratitude to the president for the preferment. When we got to the institution, one of the best things that happened to us is that we met a team ready to move. Meaning the employees we met on the ground, they were ready for whatever changes that we were bringing. So that's one thing we met. On the other hand, almost like every other ministry and agency, we met huge challenges.
Okay.
As it relates to infrastructure, equipment. When we got there the first 2 weeks, I was almost bothering my boss every day because the place was extremely hot. Given the weather conditions these days, we didn't even have a functional generator.
Wow.
Yeah. And you cannot run an institution like LIPA without electricity. Because whatever you do, if you have to train, the lights have to be on.
Yeah.
You have to project. You have to print. So that was one of the greatest challenges. Did not have electricity. In fact, I had to move my printer from home to the office because I needed to work. And they didn't meet a desktop or laptop on my desk. Printer, I mean, logistic wise, it was just ugly. Even the training rooms, as it stands, they're not in the best position. They're not in the best form. Okay. The air conditions are, I mean, they're not working. Let me just say that. But there are a lot of other things that make the training environment pleasant for the participants. And those are things, those are challenges that we've been taking on. Policy-wise, there are a lot of unapproved policy documents. So as a result of that, we've been working extremely hard trying to put policies in place, procedures in place. So we've been drawing up SOPs, because without those policies, you cannot properly function. Without those SOPs, you don't know where to take this, at what stage this should happen. So at this point, we're working to kind of remedy most of these situations that we met.
It presents a very difficult challenge for those of you taking over. But I'm a bit burdened when I listen to you speak of in terms of infrastructure and that of logistics at the institution that you took over. It was a very huge challenge. You want to speak of even at your office that you place it to even have a desktop computer to function or to operate on was a challenge. Then I'm thinking, because over the years we witnessed the institution putting up graduates over the years, for the last 2, 3, 4 years to speak. So I'm thinking, how is it that LIPA was able to put up graduates over the years when the institution itself was met with challenges in terms of infrastructure and that of logistics to effectively function? I'm thinking, were you able to grab or to better explain that?
So what happened previously was that where LIPA operated from in the past, the CIB Road, Mama Point, LIPA was evicted, subsequently moved to Chisholm Avenue.
Yeah, Cinco.
So what happened was that in the wake of moving, a lot of things were lost, a lot of things were damaged. Since then, they were not able to set up as it was, as we speak. Our IT unit is bare. We do not have, we used to run computer trainings. We do not even have computers to run the training program. So we just didn't meet those things there. Whether they were left at Mama Point, whatever happened to some of them, and we know that some of them were, destroyed along the way. Right now, I mean, the IT infrastructure is not there. So basically.
But how things been like now since you guys took over? Had there been any improvement, at least in getting the Bob in getting people back to classes and just to get things going? How things been like?
Well, it's been a roller coaster. It's been a roller coaster, but thanks to the DD, he initiated some very important reforms. He set up a team to review curriculum. Like I said, we've been doing policies, but also as administration, they took on the challenge of fixing the generators. He will speak more on that because he will tell you the state he met.
Yeah, the DJ. Thank God the DJ is here, so he will.
Yeah, he will speak more on the infrastructure, and I will just talk about it. So let me just
and it brings us to one Borkai, and exactly you placed the question. I was asking as to your predecessor, and were you to look to his workings in terms of progress made at the institution, challenges you met on hand. I mean, can you give us an honest analysis of this conversation in terms of your predecessor? The work done. Usually at times we look through government some of you have taken over will say there was absolutely nothing done. The institution was at a deplorable state. But yet, then thanks to our involvement, I don't know if this was the case with LIPA when you took over at the time.
Well, I think in my statement earlier, as I said, we are excited about the opportunity to transition LIPA. I think I want to maintain that. There are a lot of good things. There are also a lot of challenges at LIPA. In terms of where we met the institution, what we did was that we did something we call internal learning tour. So basically, understanding trying to understand the administrative challenges and the institutional capacity in terms of infrastructure, and also the human resource capacity to deliver on our core mandate. So administratively, as my deputy has said, the last unapproved policies, no strategic plans for the last 6 years since 2014. Our act, like I said in my opening statements, the Act of IPA 1969. So we don't have a revised act. We are trying to work on that as well. In terms of management processes, for the last 6 years, our audit opinion with the GSC has been adverse, and an adverse audit opinion, as I've learned from the GSC, just means that we comply with the audit. There was no there were no other supporters to have allowed them to make decisions as to whether we in compliance with the government procedures and policies. So they couldn't have conducted a financial audit of our system for the last 6 years.
Okay.
So that will allow you make your own judgment as to where the performance of our predecessors in terms of administrative and management. In terms of capacity, the deputy has also said that the staff is supportive. They are willing to adapt to changes, and they're working really hard in some of the policy reform we intend to take on, and that's exciting for me. One of the most exciting things in terms of infrastructure, of course, you mentioned that we were evicted, so we have nothing. Of course, when we were evicted, the building was locked up on CID Road, so things were true in the street. I was very surprised, and there was no media coverage on this.
I just hearing that.
Evicted, things true in the street. We never knew. Quickly, we moved into an apartment complex where they had to break down some walls to create classrooms. It's not conducive for learning environment, but we are managing there right now. The exciting thing for me is that one of our predecessors, as part of the plans of our predecessors, were able to inherit a modern capacity development learning center at Domatan. And I'm excited about that opportunity to transition LIPA to that site effectively January 1. Our board, thankfully, has been appointed again for the last 6 years. We didn't have a board. The president, in his wisdom, has appointed a very effective board. They are on. We had our first board meeting, and they are on board to make sure to transition and begin operationalizing the facility in Domatan. So that's the excitement for me and our team. And so that's the way we want to go in terms of where we met LIPA. For the assessment of our predecessors, I mean, what I've listed, you and the public can judge that.
Okay. So I'm coming, Boakai, before you come in. At times you take over an institution, usually you meet, so you come across perhaps a plan, perhaps a 4 or 5 years plan that your predecessor left on ground that you want to continue with, or absolutely nothing, you want to start a new one. I don't know what the situation with the institution, whether there was a plan in full swing to you taking over that you want to continue on, or there was absolutely nothing at all.
The last strategic plan for LIPA was, I think, 2008 to 2014, and there has been no approved strategy
since 2014.
Since 2014, so the institute was providing capacity development for the public service without a clear capacity development plan. So that's where we are, but we have constituted
it is strange. It is strange though. Then someone is asking, how was the institution effective if you have an institution in the absence of a strategic plan for a couple of years? Then I'm thinking, how was it effective in terms of service delivery then?
Exactly. So that's why I said earlier there were some good things from our predecessors. There are some challenges, and this is one of the challenges we are inheriting.
Perhaps it shows you just want to be careful how you choose your words towards your predecessor.
I'm an optimist. I'm an optimist, and I like to overturn challenges. And so, like I said, not having a strategic vision or capacity development plan for the extension, the public service. It's a challenge that we are inheriting, and we are working towards overturning that challenge. We have constituted a review committee. The board is on board again. One of our board members has volunteered his services to support the review of our earlier plans, and so that by July we can have a full-fledged 5-year strategic plan that will be operationalized for the first 3 years.
Okay, so I want to know, we still sticking with the issue of plans. Is there any plan to take LIPA to master or PhD level? Because a lot of people will graduate, they want to do their master program, they want to do their PhD. So I want to know, is there any plan in the future to do that?
There are some exciting suggestions for partnership to begin baby steps toward giving people, toward providing opportunities people in the public sector to acquire additional competencies development and certificates, leading towards that process. I don't want to preempt our strategic priorities and goals, but the vision is certainly to start moving towards, especially non-traditional disciplines, skills development in the public sector that will provide opportunities for people to acquire additional qualifications beyond bachelor's degrees and what have you.
There has been a conversation in the public that there is a need that a proposed legislation, or perhaps a legislation, be in full swing. One of the criteria of working in government, especially with civil servants, is that you must be a graduate of the institution, LIPA, because it's Library Institute of Public, administration. So to be in central government and across government, there is a need that a government sets a criteria that everyone must have a certificate or a graduate degree from your institution, LIPA. Do you buy into that? Into that?
Individually, I'll let my deputy speak on this as well. I tend to support the use of our certificate programs to promote capacity building in the public sector, because that's what we're established for. We should be we also have a core business, research and consultancy. What research should do, as I believe, and we've been discussing, is to assess ministry agencies and communities over time to understand their capacity needs, so that we can be able to design effective modules that will respond to those capacity needs. If we are doing that, then it becomes eminent that public officials will seek our services so that they can upgrade their skills. So yes, so that's the approach I think I want to take before I jump into passing it into law. But like I said, my deputy is also excited about those kind of changes. We are working on policies internally, so I want her to expand more on that.
So, just to add to what Tichi just said, the institute was established to provide capacity building, but not just to provide capacity building, but to improve. The purpose of that capacity was to improve government's efficiency to deliver to the public. And this is something that I want for us to really LIPA was established to improve delivery in the public service. If there was anywhere there was some deficiency, LIPA is mandated to step up. Once it has to do with human capacity, LIPA is to step up to that game. Now, if you look at what the Act mandates, we are mandated to conduct pre-service training, meaning before you enter the force, you must have gone through an induction or onboarding orientation program at LIPA. It's already mandated. We are also to provide meaning as you are on the job, to improve your capacity to deliver, you need to be able to go through LIPA.
Okay. Does that responsibility lies with the employee of an entity, or the entity should have been the challenge?
So I'm coming there. Now, we're also supposed to initiate what we call a career development program, meaning before I leave one step of the career ladder to the next, I must have gone through LIPA to do a course that prepares me for the next level. This means that LIPA does not work in isolation. LIPA works directly with the Civil Service Agency to implement this mandate. And this is where we are at the moment. We're trying to reestablish the relationship with CSA and work with them in a way that we provide the kind of capacity building initiatives that will help us fulfill this mandate. Look, if you look today, you can come into the public sector. You have not you have not been in the service before. Perhaps somebody brings you and you take a position higher than somebody who has already been there, who has perhaps been groomed into that particular area. But if you had such a program, the mandate, if we were instituting the mandate like that, before somebody takes that position, they will go through some sort of training that prepares them for that position. You not just go and take the position, you would have gone through that preparatory stage.
Okay.
Even internally, before I take you from one level to another, you would have gone through some sort of training. So whether it's Ministry of Education or whatever, as long as that person is a public servant, that person is supposed to be able to, from one level to the other, you are supposed to go through a certain training that prepares you for that level. We are also supposed to be able to develop leadership skills. That's part of our mandate, to provide leadership skills.
I want to ask you a question. What does it take for an individual to be a student at LIPA? I'm asking this question because somebody listening to the radio now may want to know. LIPA, I always hear people talking about LIPA. I want to be a part of this institution. I want to learn. I want to go to the particular institution. What does it take for one to be a student at LIPA?
Okay, I will go back again and say something. At LIPA, what we do is we improve your knowledge, we build your skills, and we help you get the right attitude, or we say the ability to perform the job. So we call it KSAs, knowledge, skills, attitude, or like you say, abilities. So when you are going to LIPA, you are not going to just go for academics.
Okay.
What we do there is to enhance your skills on the job that you are doing. So for courses, the professional courses will require, first of all, that you are a graduate. And then another requirement would be that you have worked or you are currently working. Because we're supposed to be training you for what you are going to do, a particular job that you're going to do. And the training is different from the regular academic education, which gives you knowledge through theory. At least do practical, hands-on. Hands-on. So we have those professional courses that we offer. And then we also have the short-term competency courses where you may not necessarily need to have a degree. Like the computer skills program, records management, there are areas where you don't necessarily need to have a degree.
Like you should be a high school.
You should be a high school
student.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's still Buckeye. It still brings me back to my question when I asked in terms of the enrollment process at institute, whether it is the responsibility of the employee to show that, or it is with the entity that, for instance, we at point to say we have 5-6 persons that we need to send a LIPA, or the employees here at point to say I need to go a LIPA. I mean, which way it works?
It works both ways. It works both ways. As an individual, you can look at what you're doing and you want to improve your performance on the job. You can say, okay, let me go to LIPA, enhance my skills. It's also incumbent on the institution, because what everybody wants at the end of the day is increased performance, productivity. So if you realize that your staff is not up and there's a gap, it is your responsibility to fill that gap, because at the end of the day, you have objectives to meet. You have your goals to meet. So at that point, that's where the institution now takes the lead to, go to LIPA and say, well, we have a couple of people, we want them to be trained in this area or that area. And what happens is that they can decide whether they want a regular program, go through the regular cycle, or whether you want the institution to customize your training to a particular need. That is, you find out that there's a particular area where you are lacking, you want the institution to help you, bridge that gap.
At times, you want to go for partnership as well as an institution. Perhaps you want to meet up with different government entities. You want to enter a partnership, making it mandatory. Maybe for every training quarter, you have that institution sending 4-5 students. 4-5 persons to enroll in your different programs. You as an institute, you want to make that mandatory across government, entering the different partnerships. Are you considering on that as well?
Well, at this point, the DG is working very, very hard to ensure that partnerships are entered into. But not only that, to also help our public institutions to understand the role of LIPA. So, for the first time, what we're going to do is we're going to establish a relationship across all government ministries and agencies with the HR and training managers or training directors. And biannually, we're going to meet these training managers to let them know our role, let them understand the programs we have to offer, and also to let them know that they can come in at any time and tell us, we have this gap. It needs to be filled. We want them to understand that LIPA is their own. It's their own. It's government owned.
Yeah, so before we cross over to the DG, I want to ask, LIPA have any competitors in the country? I want to know about that. I don't know if it will be the director that will answer, or
no. I want to add to what she said about our partnerships. Sometimes leadership. Sometimes you can choose to lead from behind or forward. And LIPA, with our partnership with the public service, we are trying to influence and that mandate influence their cooperation with for our services and use our services. So the one thing that's important is that network that you talk about. We have begun engaging our public sector partners to establish this network. And what the network will do for us in public services, it will institutionalize the process of learning and development as part of the government operational process. See, one of the reasons why I was scheduled at LIPA is like from 5 to 8 in the past, has been in the past that they have put a lot of the responsibility, as you're saying, on the employees to train themselves, to be able to acquire the skills they need to do the very job that they are paid to do in public service. In other places, in private sector institutions, it is the private sector institution. In the private sector institutions, they institutionalize that process. They have what we call staff development talks. They document the learning needs of their employees, and then they give time to the employees to go and acquire the skills they need so that they'll be effective on the job. So what we're going to do in the network is to encourage our public sector partners, ministry agencies and commissions, to also understand that while we are here to provide the services, you should also, as part of your processes, take some time out to allow your employees access the opportunities we have. Not just paying or sending them or paying, but also providing time to utilize their study leave, to go 8 to 5, 1 to 5. We have new schedules. We are leading these changes so that people will have the opportunity to focus, upgrade their skills, and be effective at the job. So I think that's one of the important and exciting changes we are institutionalizing now as part of our responsibility in the public service. And we hope our public sector partners will collaborate and cooperate with us as we seek to provide enhanced services. Now, to your specific questions about competitors. We have competitors, but we also are a brand in the public sector. So we pride ourselves as the sole institute to build the capacity of public sector employee, build capacity in public service, and by extension also the private service, as well. So our competitors are also partners in this process, because like the institute, we have all been discussing, the institute still have growth areas, and the capacity needs in this country is so great. So while we continue to transition, we also will encourage, and to some extent, we'll provide some capacity development opportunities for who refer to our competitors. But we have begun a process of identifying our stakeholders, and those who refer to as competitors are also stakeholders in the process. And we will in identifying their needs, we also will identify our competitive advantage. One of those is that we are a brand.
Broka, before you come in, and I want to disagree with me, if necessary. I'm reading through the conversation, and when Broka asked about competitor, that was it was very necessary, because I've seen a situation with LIPA similarly to that of the National Insurance Company of Liberia. I mean, you will look at from the broader perspective that every government institution must have an insurance, policy of that institution, because it is a nationally branded one. That also works similarly with your institution, LIPA, carries the name Liberia Institute, means that all of the different government entities must, one way or the other, collaborate with you. So in terms of training, the fact that when I listened initially to the conversation that this mandate has been a challenge in terms of, fully being adhered to by the different government institutions and agencies. Some I want to say it is because of the lack of trust in terms of you effectively, in terms of your training delivered as well, has been a problem. Part of the reasons why different government institutions will now be trusting you, or as well, we want to look to your competitors to do this. I don't know if that's how the conversation is with you.
I will disagree with that. Like I said, we do have challenges, and part of them we are identifying, like earlier said, we should be assessing our ministry agencies and commissions, their capacity needs, and designing effective training to respond to those needs. And that's what we're going to be doing over our time at LIPA, so that we continue to attract their service, which continue to attract them towards our services. Since we already have the brand, and we are backed by the law, by the government bureau and the law to public service capacity building. Another thing is LIPA is constitutional to provide exactly these services. The public service in Liberia, I don't know if you know this, is the largest employer. So that again puts us ahead of our competitors if we are responding to their needs effectively by designing effective programs. So it is all in our scope and means to be responsive to the needs, and that will attract them. I don't think the people in the public service want to leave intentionally to other institutions who are not right for the positions to provide them the services they need. I think if we are responsive enough, which we are trying to do, to be very responsive, we will continue to attract and attract their services, or attract them to our services, and we'll continue to be the leader in the public space for providing.
Let's look at who are those that, in terms of those that can participate in your training, aside from being in government. What are the opportunities for all the Liberians that are not part of government but wanting to also benefit from the training you provide?
So the mandate, though, is
got to speak to the microphone.
Yeah, mandate though is public sector, but it also extends to the private sector. So we have our private sector clients. We have people who organizations who put in for different types of, even including our regular training. Besides that, a lot of private sector clients also put in for their customized training. So we have our regular training programs that we run, but then we also have people coming from the private sector that will say, okay, we need to train our people in this, maybe customer service, or in perhaps marketing or whatever. So it's not just, we're not limited to the public sector. Our mandate also provides that we support the private sector, which we do.
What's about private citizens? Those are not in the private sector, they are not in government, they don't have a job or want to take advantage of the opportunity.
It's open to every single Liberian. Once you have a capacity need, we are there to fulfill that need.
Okay, let's move on now. The Director General, Walker, before you come in. So the decentralization. I think this has been one of the challenges across government. When we look to have different institutions carry the name Liberia, Liberia for this, Liberia for that, but decentralization has been a problem. I don't know from your own. I'm saying someone Irero says, I'm looking to someone in Sano that also have a dire need of capacity development, and it is with your responsibility to provide that for them. In terms of decentralizing your activities, where do we stand?
Yes. So when I spoke initially our board vision, I spoke about being accessible, and as part of our strategic approach to be accessible is to be accessible to every Liberian, irrespective of where you are, social status, economic status. So we have serious consideration for our services. At this point, LIPA has a site in Grand Bassa. That there are challenges with that site, but it was the vision of decentralization, and we are reviewing that process to incorporate into our own plans of how we decentralize our services. The other thing is I don't want to jump the gun on some of the specific plans with decentralizing, but we are considering that specifically looking at regions, places where we have universities, campuses, and where we can seek partnership to establish like a career service desk. Because, like you say, every Liberian should have the opportunity to access our services, because the service we provide to be to professionalize your education. I don't know if you notice, in most universities we provide education, and LIPA want to complement the processes of helping you prepare for the job market. So one of our considerations decentralized is to partnership with universities, for example, establish a desk office where we can, and then we can begin to provide our services through there. That works. Other consideration could be will be to partner with existing training institutions as well and complement their program. But we are working hard behind the scenes. We've had some conversations already about decentralizing our services, and hopefully we'll be coming to you soon with some specific information on how we're going to lead.
Okay, so let me ask you about this. You have facilitators. How do you go about recruiting those facilitators, and how long do they stay on as a facilitator? Because people want to know who are they going to meet there. How do they go about interacting with facilitators, and in terms of qualifications as well?
So I will just say, as an opening to your question, and turn to her, because we are preparing for a June 17 cycle, next cycle, and we are exactly working through these processes now. We have an open call for facilitators, but I will want the deputy of training to speak to that, because it is her purview right now.
So, like he said, we're on the verge of June 17. As we speak right now, we have an open call for facilitators, and these facilitators are going to be adjunct facilitators. What we're trying to do is to re-establish a pool of facilitators, that we enter into a contractor agreement for a period, perhaps that training period. But that pool is there. Whenever we need you, we go into the pool and we can call upon you if you are available to render your services. Because, like I said earlier, sometimes we offer customized training. Somebody comes and says, okay, we need insurance training in this area. We need training in the insurance area. We need to be able to go into our pool facilitators and see who's there that can deliver that. So that skill necessarily don't have to be in-house, but the person is what? An adjunct faculty or adjunct facilitator. So we can easily take the phone and say, well, we have this training schedule for so and so, and we need your services. So to be one of the facilitators, you have to have, first of all, the academic qualification. It depends on which area. Of course, there are areas where if you have a very good bachelor's degree and you have perhaps a certification in that area, because if you're going to train in computer, I won't tell you that you need to have a master's degree or PhD to go and train in, computer or data science or whatever. But there are areas that will require that you have a master's degree or a certain years experience In some instances, even a certification, a professional certification in that area. And most of all, you must have a certificate in TOT, meaning you must have gone through a training of trainers. And we know that you are able to facilitate the learning process, because there's a difference between going to teach somebody and going to facilitate the learning. So we need people who have the skills to facilitate the learning process, not to go and lecture, not to go and give notes. So somebody who goes there.
At times, you want to consider experience as well. Could be one of key criteria in terms of the recruitment process.
Yeah, I did mention you must have experience as well as a facilitator, a trained facilitator. That means you've got also OT.
I'm gathering conversation here that usually at times after graduation, the issue about graduates receiving a certificate on time has been a greater challenge for them, and in most instances, the person will struggle to have their certificates in time. I don't know if you met. I'm saying if you come across that complaint on your decks, and what are the plans you're working on? So this time you have an effective, after graduation, someone's able to access, their certificate, that deep one in the soonest possible time.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, that was one of the challenges that we met, but of course we're working towards that. I think we met a backlog of almost 800 certificates.
800 certificates.
Yeah, 800 certificates. So what we're trying to do is to put in place measures that will enable these people to get their certificates. And we set the criteria. First of all, we'll not just give you a certificate because you say you can do that. We need the performance records, the attendance records, the registration records. We need your final clearance that you did pass the course, and then we need your financial clearance. Once we have all of those documents in place, your certificate is going to be issued, and this is going to be done on a case-by-case basis. Also, there were people who may have graduated, but their certificates were not even printed. So we have to go back into our records again in our academic registry and gather the information on those who were clear academically, and then also our financial records, those who were clear financially, and then we can now print.
Okay, are the records available at the institution? Because if I'm saying 800 certificates be distributed, on top of that, there are some individuals as well. There were complaints on whether their certificates were printed or not. Then it raises concern on whether the institution even have the capacity to keep those records about students that have completed their studies, students that are cleared on financial issues. Because I know that at times there are challenges. Maybe your final clearance, you might have come across some challenge. It is damaged already. Perhaps you misplace it. All of these things come in place. So it serves at the detriment of the student then. And that's what I'm asking. If you made a capacity that all of those records are in place, you want to deal with.
So at the moment,
as you as we're transitioning, a lot of these things got missing.
Yeah,
also,
that's what I'm.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm looking at.
At the moment, there are some records that are available when it comes to the registry. There is also a challenge with perhaps one of the machines that were used by the academic registry, and that machine needs to be, the hard drive needs to be fixed. Once it's fixed, we can get the records out. What I would like to encourage our participants to do is that if you have your financial clearance, if you have your academic clearance telling you were clear for graduation, if you have your receipt that you did pay your fees when you are coming to us, please bring a copy to help us to help your documents out. But going forward, we do not want to have such, occurrences where we keep people's certificates. So we're trying as much as possible to end the cycle in a way that once there's graduation, the certificates are awarded. For those who come from an entity, we package your certificate and send them to
the entity.
Your entity.
Bokai, before transition to the course, let me just send this question across the board. Beginning with you, the deputy for training. Are there plans, are there strategies that you put in place that upon graduation, you effectively monitor those who have graduated in terms of service delivery as to the different courses they went through, whether they are effectively performing on the job? Plans to do so. That's for you. And for the Director General, we have witnessed across entities that there is this issue about budgetary allotment. At times, we receive complaints that the plan is there, the vision, you want to decentralize your activities, but the issue about budgetary allotment has been a challenge. I don't know for your institution. It seems like you are already satisfied with the budget you receive. So you want to tell us towards that as well.
You want to go there first?
Okay, let me speak about the monitoring aspect. Like the DG rightly said, we're in the process of rebranding. Therefore, we're trying to see how best we can do our strategic planning, but not to jump ahead. In the training department, working along with our research partners, there is a plan to do the post impact assessment. I think they've been doing some time back, and the research department is well equipped to go back into the different areas and conduct the post-training impact assessment, meaning going to all of those or some of those, because you cannot go to all of those institutions, but at least some of those institutions to go and do an assessment of how well the staff have been performing since their last training. There is a plan indeed.
The Director General will address the issue about the budget, then with the cost.
Thanks for that question. I think it's very important in terms of accountability in the public sector. At LIPA, we inherited a budget of 1.2 million. At least almost 700,000 of that is for wages. So we are left with about 500,000 to work in, to prep for training, pay our rents, and fuel for generator. So it's nothing. I just told you we are hoping to transition to our new site. That will require a lot of budgetary allocations as well. But one of the things about LIPA and other institutions like us, we are often left behind in the budget planning process because they say, "Oh, you generate money." And so one way we are going to try to address is to be open as possible through our quarterly and annual reports, so that it's good that we have a board now. So we'll be presenting those and being open, so that the public and the people, those in the house, can understand how much that we really generating. For example, we inherited about 500 registered participants, but on our books, we just honor 15,000 from our enterprise funding to deliver that training. It's not adequate. It's not possible. But everyone believes that LIPA generates money. So I guess when they prioritize, when the budget prioritization is going on, but LIPA generates money. So to clear that myth, we'll try to be open as possible, so that our plans are supported, at least in the first, second, and third year of this administration, by the budget, and put us on our feet so that we can generate additional resources and don't need to be running back to the house every time. So that's how we intend to approach it. We are not satisfied with how much we got now, but we have to be domestic and plan appropriately, be open and make sure we account for what we have appropriately, demonstrate that we have proper accountability measures in place to use what we have and what we generate appropriately towards our operations. And once we're doing that, I'm sure we can attract more resources.
Okay, so we take a few calls on the line this morning. We take the 3 to 4 calls. If you are listening to us, you can now place in your calls to 0778 665 699. Once again, 0778 665 699 or 0880 644 0880 561 644, and you will be live with us this morning on the Punch Breakfast Show, Punch FM 106.7. We are bringing you live conversation with the folks from the Liberia Institute for Public Administration. They are here this morning, so we are taking few calls. 0770, that's 0778 665 699, 0778 665 699 or 0880 561 644. There's this is there any relationship with the Ghana Institute for Management? Okay, we mess up on our call. You know, we have the Ghana Institute of Public Administration. Is there any relationship between LIPA and the Ghana Institute of Public Administration? If yes, and how can one qualify for scholarship in the Ghana Institute? But let's take this call, then we can come to question. Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, good morning, my brother. My name is Gabriel Goba, and I'm calling you from Concord.
Welcome, Gabriel.
Yeah, thank you. I want to say congratulations to my bosses in studio. But one question I really have for them is this audit. Because for the past 6 years, LIPA has really been down the drain. There's no head, no teeth, absolute corruption and looting of that place. And that place is a reputable area that people should really respect because of its establishment. So I want to find out whether they have any plan of auditing the past administration.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's the first question. Let's take this other person. Good morning. Welcome.
Morning. This is Thomas Bala. Now, in from Magidi County.
Welcome, Thomas.
I listened to the DG and out of the Madame Studio. This institution is one of the institutions that before part of government effort in Nigeria. I listened to him when he said, in fact, the institution was booted out from where they used to be. So it shows that the have enough challenge to honor goals. So what are the credibility are they bringing to the table? What can they tell the public that indeed LIPA is ready? LIPA is willing to do that constitutional responsibility that was given them by the government and that's for Nigeria. All right.
Thank you so much. We take 2 more calls, 0778 665 699, 0778 665 699, because we are already out of time this morning. Yeah, you listen to the 2 questions from the caller. The first one is about audit, because according to them, there was massive looting of that particular entity. So is there any plan of auditing the entire institution?
Yes, thanks to the caller for that question. So when we completed our internal learning tour of LIPA, we documented all of the challenges, and one of our first action was to request an audit from the GSC. This as responsible of the auditor, as the Auditor General was, he invited us, and we discussed the previous, as I mentioned in my opening statement, and those audits. There were 3 audits, and those audits' opinion remained adverse, meaning LIPA didn't just only comply that the auditor should come in, but they had no records or anything. And he advised that we start working now on some of the audit recommendations. And effective to June, because they were overstretched, they are going to come and commission an audit at LIPA. So we have already set that on the way. I spoke of being accountable for public funds. So we are working to do that. That will demonstrate or help us learn, because audit, the way I think audit should be, audit is for improvement in processes, for financial management and accountability. That's how I want to always look at LIPA, so that we continue to improve our financial management systems, so that we continue to demonstrate credibility in public space, which leads to the second question from the quarter. What are we bringing to ensure that we are credible?
Yeah.
So we are building a proper account management system. In fact, we have migrated one of the other recommendations. We have migrated to not receiving any money at LIPA right now. All of our registration fees are going to the bank.
Okay.
Or more money, we have set up more money accounts for registration fees. They are going to the bank, and
how was it done previously?
They were coming to the institute and they will pay for forms, and and then they collect some of the money for the form, and then people would have to take it to the bank, or sometimes use it right there at the institute to run the business. At times, they'll pay to but the fees for registration or admission forms were collected there, and that was the audit finding. And now we have moved to ensuring all of our receivables are paid to the bank or through more money.
A lot of those have left the stage. For every time they listen to the situation about audit, they feel that it is a plain to wish on them. I don't know. Perhaps this one you have initiated will have been received differently by your predecessor.
For me, it's not a wish hunt. Audit should be treated as a wish hunting process or policing process. It should be treated as part of the capacity building process. You understand? To improve processes and systems. If we look at it that way, it will help us, because some of the recommendations we are implementing now have been there for the past 3 audits, and they are reasonable. Okay, pay your money to the bank. It helps us effectively reconcile our book at the end of the period. You understand? Because we look at the account, how much money we generated, and we look at our internal our expenditure. We can be able to reconcile that effectively. But if you collect money here from one source here, another person collect money from the other source, it's difficult to reconcile that. So it should be part of the capacity building process of institutions, so that we are properly accountable for the finances we generate and the money and how we spend them as well. So that's how we are addressing it as a leadership at LIPA. And I like that the other quarter talk about credibility, because it will bring that credibility that we are prepared to work and effectively demonstrate that the public sector can rely on us.
Okay, so yeah, already.
Just to add to what the TG said, like the last caller mentioned, were thrown out. Yeah, we know that this time around that's not going to happen. That's why we are pushing effective January 1st. We are really pushing. The TG is pushing. The most excited that we're our own facility at Domatown. We have a very good training facility at Domatown, and we are ready and willing to go there and start operations from there come 2025.
Okay, Bwaka, we gotta wrap up.
So we start up with we just wrap up from your end, because we are already out of time. So
and the director
will just conclude.
We begin with the deputy for training, and then the director will close up. But as you wrap up, perhaps this is just squeezing in terms of what value addition you bring on to the training process as we move on now on your administration.
Okay. There's a lot going on with training right now. In fact, if you went to LIPA right now, you'll find out that the training staff is very much engaged. One of the things we've done to improve our training is to work on our training policy. which we have submitted to DG for his own and like we said, we've worked on our processes, our SOPs, what should happen, how registration processes should be conducted. We've also made significant efforts to repackage our courses. There are courses that were been going on for 48 hours for about 10 weeks. We now say that, well, you can get the same 48 hours in a week, meaning you have to take the 9 to 5 class hours 6 days a week, which gives you the same 48 hours. But this time around, it's intensive training because we want you to be able to come to the training and go back with the value of the training. Because you see, come to class 5 o'clock. Let's be very, very realistic. After 5, you come from work. You're already tired. Sign the class until 8 o'clock. When you get home, are you able to go back and review what you did for the day? That's almost impossible, even in traffic. So we say, okay, come to our training, take the week off, take your study leave, come and immerse yourself in your training so that you get all the benefits of the training. Your most active hours in the day, you are able to absorb a whole lot. And this is also in preparation to our moving to Toronto, like my boss previously said. By the time we move on the highway, people now want to be driving 5 o'clock in the evening to go at 8 o'clock to come back. So we're also preparing you. So those are things that we've added. We're trying to get very professional and competent facilitators. We're not saying those that were there before are not competent. In fact, that's the reason why we held the first meeting we held was with our previous facilitators. We're calling them again. They're coming back. They're also going to go through our vetting process. Those are all things that we intend to add to our training. Now you can go to LIPA as our training is being run. You can go and at least have maybe coffee or tea or water like it's done at GIMPA or ASCON. You can have water to drink instead of just coming to sit down like the regular, normal, traditional classroom. You come and go. Those are things that we're adding onto the program. Even our sitting arrangement is going to be in the form of a training environment rather than a traditional classroom. So there are a whole lot of things. So we're encouraging our participants to wrap up, to come and sign up for their courses. Our registration continues up to June 13, and we are opening on June 17. So we're inviting, all of.
Okay, so the Darren General close up on this conversation.
Yes. So it's a privilege being here today. We hope to continue this kind of engagement so that the public is aware that LIPA is on a new processes of rebranding. We're going to continue to strive for excellence at LIPA. We're going to make sure we are accessible to the public, and we're going to do learning differently at LIPA. I also want to add that we are a part of a network of management development institutes around West Africa. In fact, LIPA for the last 4 years has been the head of that network. So we are going to start processes of re-engaging, establishing the partnerships, because there are some challenges, as I've understood. So it brings me to your earlier point about GIMPA. So GIMPA, which is a sister institute, has done a lot with LIPA in terms of building capacity for public service in places where we don't have the competence. And the interesting thing about that is that we continue to export our resources. We pay through government budget to send people to GIMPA to build their skills. And our business also to build government capacity. So one of the important changes we're going to be making in our scholarship processes will be to explore opportunities to build internal capacity for LIPA. So our facilitators, we're going to make sure every time we endeavor to introduce new courses, a new discipline, non-traditional discipline, we're going to target our scholarship opportunities to send people abroad, GIMPA, for example, other institutes around West Africa to acquire those skills, so they will come here and provide services at LIPA, so that we can train more people in the public sector. So it's not going to be business as usual where we just get people from around who just want to acquire a degree in public administration or other discipline, and we can send them because of political connections or what have you. So we are reviewing those processes, and I want to make it clear that the board is also in support of this, so that we can build LIPA capacity and expand it properly to respond to the government needs and the public sector needs, and by extension, our private sector actors. I also want to say we will be reaching out to private sector institutions, concession partners, where we can offer services for them as well, to build capacity of Liberians in those concession companies, so that they can acquire the skills to excel within those companies, because most of the concession agreements provides for Liberians to take on leadership role. So those are some of the services we're going to be providing at LIPA. And I want to say again, we are excited to be leading the transition process. Our team is motivated despite the challenges, and we're going to continue this kind of engagement. Thank you so much for the time.
Okay, thanks so kindly, and we look forward to the work you're going to be doing. And some days we'll put you on the spotlight on the good things I've been done.
Yeah.
Thanks so kindly. Waka, we go break.
Yeah, we'll take a short break. When we come back, we go to the last segment of the Punch Breakfast Show. Let's take the break.
Tax payment is a national duty.
When we all contribute, we become entitled to development.
We are authors of our destiny.
Tax payment is a commitment we make towards the future of the unborn generation.
When we pay taxes, we hold our leaders accountable.
Be a part of change. Be a part of transformation.
Pay tax, we all enjoy.
Tax payment is a national duty.
When we all contribute, we become entitled to development.
We are the authors of our destiny.
Tax payment is a commitment we make towards the future of the unborn generation.
When we pay taxes, we hold our leaders accountable.
Be a part of change. Be a part of transformation.
Pay tax, we all enjoy.
It is new. It is a revolution. Yes, we are the biggest betting partner and we are here to stay. Man, people, they're not time to listen to your favorite radio, Punch FM 106.7. Listen, just make sure you get your MTN mobile money account ready because Mokofi Umpa is coming west. Listen, your favorite presenter on Punch FM 106.7 Punch Cash Giveaway. Be a part, $799#. Every entry is just $100 Liberian, and you can enter as many times as you wish. Don't say I tell you all. Radio Entertainment Liberia and Punch FM 106.7 presents Punch Cash Giveaway. Yes, thousands of dollars are up for grabs, and all you need is your E2 listing and your MTN mobile money account to win. And I plenty of money they're giving up. Just dial *799# and select Punch FM and put in your bet. Each bet is $100, and you can bet as many times as you want. The good part is every day the money will flow. It will flow. It will flow from morning till night. Punch Cash Giveaway. Don't check. Listening to your radio and winning my they're not small thing. Liberia just get better. Remember now, Radio Entertainment Liberia is licensed by the National Lotto Authority. For inquiry, call 0887-400-044 or 0770-400-044. And the game is for 18 years and above.
The people, you don't hear it? The LRA people, the people then that can collect government taxes. They say that it's time now to pay your real estate tax. Whether you get horse or you get land in a city or outside the city, the LRA people say that it's time to pay your tax from now to July 1 this year. The people from the LRA will be in your community to tell you everything you need to know. So look out for them. They will come and teach you everything you need to know about paying your taxes for your communities. Just cooperate when you see them in your community. In your knowing, when you pay tax, all of us can enjoy. When you pay your tax on your land or your house, the government will do plenty fun things for all of us. Pay tax, we all enjoy.
My boy John Brown, you can pay, you living all the time. Pay, your real property taxes. Pay, your real property taxes. Oh.
Difference. You can't beat it, not even in a marathon. Here comes the punch that makes a difference. Punch FM, the newest sensation.
Tax payment is a national duty.
When we all contribute, we become entitled to development.
We are the authors of our destiny.
Tax payment is a commitment we make towards the future of the unborn generation.
When we pay taxes, we hold our leaders accountable.
Be a part of change. Be a part of transformation.
Pay tax, we all enjoy.
Okay, good morning. I just don't know, but it's good that we are back here this morning on the Punch Breakfast Show. You know, after that break, we are back here to continue this program up until 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, that's when we'll be leaving from here this morning on the Punch Breakfast Show. So, you know, we told you guys that we are going to come up with the issue about the Pennsville City Corporation, the PCC, and what they are into. So yesterday we drove across Pennsville, wherein we saw a lot of garbage. Yeah, a huge part of garbage in the Pennsville area. And we told you that on this platform, when you do something that is commendable, we as an institution will commend you for doing what you did. And if you do something that is worth talking about, we'll sit behind this microphone and let the Liberian people know that you are placed at a position to serve the Liberian people. But it seems to be that some guys are forgetting so soon they are forgetting so soon why they were placed a position for, and if they are working towards in achieving the rules that were given to them by this government or the president. Mr. Robert Bestman is one of such person at the PCC, that's the Pennsville City Corporation. It was on yesterday. We drove from our office here, in Pennsville, and went to the red light market. We have we did a video wherein you will see stockpile of diet stockpile of dirt. And this is about Liberia. This is not about an individual. This is not about because you are appointed by Mr. Boakai, so or you are one way or the other a supporter of President Boakai. Then if things happened, you don't want Liberians to tell you about it. The entire red light market, if you just enter the red light market, you will see that there is no law and order. The marketeers were told to sit also beyond the bar wire that were placed there by officials and police officers. But yesterday we drove in a red light market. You see the marketeers have crossed once again and come on time. That's where they are selling. And it all boils down around on being a professional and living up to the tax that have been given to you as an individual. The head of the PCC, we are putting him on the spotlight this morning because we know that there have been a lot of things, there are a lot of complaints from people when it comes to the filthiness of the Pinsville city. Pinsville city is like drowning in dirt. I can say that for sure. Pinsville city is like drowning in dirt. And the head of the PCC sits there and do absolutely nothing about it. I mean, absolutely nothing. Even though he's touching some points, he's touching some areas, but it is not enough. It is not. It is not, Harris. And we as watchdogs of the society, we will have to let the Liberian people know that this is what's happening. And once you do something that we should commend you, we'll commend you. But if you do something that is not worth being commended by we as watchdog of society, we will let the Liberian people know that you are not doing well at all. And that's one of the pressing when it comes to this administration, the head of the PCC, Harris. You saw the video yesterday that we brought, and you saw the filthiness of red. The dirt is like the people putting it in bag now. They rest bag that they putting it in, and it's all on the streets of red light. And Harris, there is no law and order. You see, you see motorcyclists, you see business person, everybody on the quota. Everybody. Then we have someone that sits and do absolutely nothing about this. Absolutely nothing. I thought it was in bringing out this conversation.
And it's exactly the way it should be the Boakai. You see, Robert Bestman, to some extent, I don't blame him. I don't blame Robert Bestman for the honor from his Boakai. If you see a character investment will feel confident because he believes that the job that President Boakai gave him is not an opportunity to serve, but rather a reward because he supported President Boakai. So because Robert feels that he supported President Boakai and the need for the president to reward him politically by giving him job cannot be overly stated, that's why Robert sits comfortably and will do nothing. Why the city of Pinsville is dirty and continue to be dirty. Listen, why the filthiness of Pinsville cannot be overly stated. For you, you want to talk about Red Light, right? Because Red Light is a commercial hub. Yeah. And you see that. But Boakai leave Red Light, go to these smaller communities, and you think that even if Robert Bestman wants to justify that Raleigh is a commercial hub and to Raleigh is a challenge, what Boakai take a look from right to the 72nd route.
right?
From 72nd to Red Light Market.
272nd route. Go around Jesse Road, Buckeye, visit Dupont Road, and see how Painesville is. And to the time of Bishop Taylor, the former Senate Mayor of Painesville. You see, Buckeye, when people come to public service, after criticizing and say this person is doing nothing, when you take over or prior to taking over, you must have an immediate plan to address the problem you said this person is failing to address. Is that the problem? Is that the case with Robert Bestman? We said no. Robert has taken over and it is pretty close to 4 months. But if you were to compare how Painesville was at the time of Bestman taking over, how the city is now that Bestman has taken over, then you wonder. You wonder what Robert has done over the few months. You see, you want to compare the work of Robert to that of John Siafa, right? Let's look at John Siafa. John Siafa, after Koji has been criticized for not performing, for not taking a no for his job as a certain mayor. When John took over, John had an immediate plan to get the ball rolling. Today, should we say that the city of Monrovia is clean? 100%. We say no. But we are seeing improvements. Right? Today, you walk around the Syncope Bell, you move on to Monrovia, you see improvement.
Yeah.
It is a gradual process that predates that something good will come from the mayor of John Siafa. Is that the case with Robert Bestman?
No.
No. If we were to hold the accounts constant and provide a confidential broker, we tell you that Robert Bestman would be even worse than the way Ben Bleachman Taylor was at the time.
Yes.
Come to think of it, all of the drainages. All of the drainages are closing. All of the transit points. But they said that place where you're supposed to, as you move along, you see transit points. You take right through from here, right from 72nd to go to Boulevard Junction, move on to Dupont Road, into the I don't go right there, right? I don't even reach right here. But right, move on the area, move to the community, go to Soapland, move to whatever areas, Buckeye. Do a comparison. Painesville is one of the biggest cities in Liberia. It's one of the biggest cities. And if you have a mayor like Robert Bestman that sits over the city, responsible for the sanitary condition of this area, right? It's not concerned about that either. He rides, a BTU guy, he sits on a BTU, AC everywhere, and he feels comfortable and thinks that the city mayor is all about administration. Yeah. City mayor job goes beyond just administration, Buckeye.
It's a fee work.
It's a fee work. When the last time have you seen Robert Bestman since he took over?
He can be waiting for John Siafa. Yeah, for two of them to go on a fee together. One Siafa is not on a fee, Bestman is not on a fee. And that's what we are saying here. We are not we are saying that constructively because we want to make the Liberian people will play the video. They are watching, we'll play the video so you can see what we are talking about. We can see the stock part of data we experienced on yesterday, and we don't have any problem. We're not asking people, we're not asking the president to dismiss him, we're not asking for any other thing. We are asking him to do his job. That's all.
Because Robert met a solution, a problem on hand. A problem on hand, and I've had a conversation with so many folks that even during the campaign, this is a position that Robert had even before the president appointed him. Robert had said that he wanted to be the mayor of Painesville even before President Buckeye appointed him. So there's a position that everyone felt, and the president was confident that Robert already had
the experience.
A blueprint about how we're going to get to get this thing started, and making sure that the president agenda for sanitation, mind you now, the arrest agenda carries sanitation.
Yeah.
So the arrest agenda carries sanitation. So is wondering how will the government's agenda carries sanitation and having a mayor that sits at that level. And as we speak, there is no policy being put in place. There is nothing to address the problem. Since Robert took over, the people of Painesville, their life and health conditions are at risk. Because if you have a mayor that sits there and does nothing about cleaning the city, then it places the people's health at risk. This is the situation. Buckeye, I was working through the 72nd route. All of the drainages
are clogged.
All of the drainages are clogged because why? The people, there's no way. There's no CBEs, there's no community-based enterprises to show that that's responsibility. It's with the city government that initiates those things and that of work with the community-based institutions. There is nothing of such. So you know what happened? The man is that when it's after 2 days, 3 days, there's nowhere to dump it. He brings it on the road.
He bring on the road.
Throw in the bottle.
Yeah.
So that the vendors will clutch. And this is what is happening when we're pleased with it provides, you know, a very, very complicated health condition for the people. Then move on to red light. See the condition of our business people in that area. Move, brother, if you drive through red light, like the video you're about to play, and see how that condition is. Then I wonder as to even if this is not disturbing to Rabba, then it shows that Rabba is not Rabba is not in line with the president's agenda. Brother, every mayor, as with the case of as of the case with Bestman, is considering the health condition of the people, and as to the fitness of city, the health condition, you know, the health hazard in place on the lives of the people. Rabba will be troubled. Rabba will go to bed 10 o'clock in the night and wake up 5 o'clock
in the morning
to ensure that the center of peace is clean. Is this the case with Rabba?
No.
This is absolutely nothing.
The man said the AC car. He don't get down. The man get down. The man said AC car and you know you say care about what's happening. The health hazard of the people. He don't care about that. The man taking his salary now. The man get down. If you were there, even before President Bwaka who have taken over as president, you wanted this position. It means that you know much about this position and you are bringing change to that particular position. But they gave you the position, then now you have failed. I mean, that fail already. That may fail already up until he can live up to the expectation of the Liberian people. Up until he can live up to the expectation, up until he can do better. You have to graduate, man. You have to do something that people appreciate you. The people of Peaceville, they are dying slowly because of our investment. Yeah, because of the investment, because he has failed the Liberian people, and the city is dirty. The Peaceville city is dirty because we get one investment that sit there and do absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And we'll let the Liberian people know. So let's play this video for those that are watching us this morning. And after that, we'll come back, we'll talk more, then we'll open the phone lines. They're just a beginning. Monday again, we'll come back. We'll be on the same
I'm seeing some of our good friends, you know, with the conversation, let's give Robert Bestman time. Nobody's saying that the president should dismiss Bestman. That's not what we're saying.
We are not calling for that.
What we're saying is that Bestman should present to the president that he needs business for the job of which he should be doing. That is the immediate steps taken to predate that your mayorship will use for the people of Peaceville. This is our conversation. You cannot say that comfortably. We have gone 4 months. Not even a JT you have done. Then you say that we can predate our best will do something better for the people of Peaceville to get the city of Peaceville. Let's say you see sets if you leave entering Monrovia, right? Entering, once you enter Liberia through the Robinson International Airport, Peaceville is the front encounter.
Yes.
So like that, if you have a mayor, they need that people will give Liberia or Monrovia, whether Monrovia is clean or not, depending on Robert investment. Yeah. Because if all of those, our partners, our foreign dignitaries entering the country, and if we Robert investment that is seen and grab and say that Monrovia is clean, Monrovia is good or not. So Robert investment cannot set over such a city. And as we speak, there is nothing to show. There is nothing has been done.
What somebody talk about? What somebody talk about? Giving time.
Robert Bestman, no one is calling Robert Bestman to be dismissed. That's not it.
No.
What we're saying is that Robert Bestman should present to the people of Peaceville and to his box, right? The president, Mr. President, I need best for this. Yeah, that this is what I'm about to do. These are things that we are doing. Let's get this started. I've been to red light before. I've been seeing the condition of red light Buckeye. That you said there and tell us you get Bestman chance. Listen, the city mayor is a greater. It's one of the greatest responsibility of every public sector. Because you know why? The survivability of the people in terms of their health needs, in terms of their security, is dependent on you. Yeah. That's why when you take on that job, you don't sleep until the people in the city sleep. Right? Yeah. You don't go to bed satisfied until the city is being beautified. Yeah. That's the conversation. Then you say there and say Robert Bestman should have a time. But man, in every serious country, people that Robert Bestman will not rest until they do what they're supposed to do. Yeah, every night, they should be out. So you know the newborn baby, right? The new birth child, right? For instance, in 72nd, that because of the drainages condition, and the sewer condition, a places a health hazard for that child. Are you concerned that robber Besman should stay comfortable and allow that child to suffer from different health complications because of his inability to clean the city? Is that what you say? We say no. That's not it. That's not it. The issue is not about time. The issue is about starting a job that the people see. So the world gives a Joseph should go sit down and wait for time. And Joseph is there effectively immediately. I'm saying have started working. Today you go 11th Street. Today you go 17th Street. See the work of Raul Sefa. We are not saying that everything will be done in the first 4 months, right? Or 5 months. But what you will present will make a determination.
Like more.
That good things will
like more. Right. Like more. Ali.
You say the phrase, they're starting the job.
They're starting the job.
They're not busy about, being complacent. And the president said it yesterday. The president said it yesterday. This is a commitment to the people that we must be tested and eager to do the people's job. So if the president is telling us that we must be tested, then we can look at Robert Besman and say Robert Besman tested for the job he for the change that President Barker created for. We said no. We said no, that Robert Besman is not tested because to put Robert on the pedestal and say that Robert is by the first foremost what we have seen. And the president said it, that the arrest agenda can only be successful if you be committed to the oath of which you the oath of respective officers. Then we'll come back and say if the arrest agenda of which Robert has a greater responsibility, the S in that agenda is on the shoulder of Robert Besman as well as a mayor. Because the S
sanitation
stands for sanitation. So it is resting on the shoulder of Robert Besman, which you should understand that the job, the arrest agenda of which brought President Barker to the executive mansion, a greater responsibility has been shouldered by him. They sit there and say, Pinswell, as big as Pinswell is as dirty as you want to talk about it. Then you say Robert Besman should go scarf-free. Play the video, bro.
Let's play the video. When we come back, we'll talk more. And then, okay, that's the video. If you are watching us on Spoon, let me say, or Punch, there's the video here. There's it. Those that are watching, as you can see, that's red light, Pinsville. If you are watching Punch TV, you will see the stock part of that in Pinsville red light. We went there yesterday to bring you this video so that they can say, oh, we're just talking because they're talking. We bring you the real actuality, and the one we'll bring on Monday will be more than 1 year.
Oh my word! Yeah. This thing is disturbing.
Imagine
this.
The one we'll bring to you on Monday will be more than this.
This is really the commercial hub. But in some countries, what will happen? That maybe Ghana and other places in a commercial hub. Places where you have foreign guests, foreign dignitaries, other foreign nationals coming your country want to go to the commercial hub, or you say the local market, to experience the Liberian market. This is it. But in some countries like my good friend Joseph Sokone will go in Ghana, will want to go down, to the commercial hub in the local market. You experience local Ghana, Ghana everything. This is how rare is. This is how rare it should be. No, look at the place. Hey, people sitting in that drive. People sitting and the state government will come and collect taxes from them. The state government will collect taxes from them, Buckeye. So they own an obligation to sit there and do their business. Look at that. Look at, oh God. Yeah. There's somebody say you're getting mentions. Get a mentions for what? You say you can do the job. That's why you are placed there for. You say you can do the job. That's why you are placed there for. It's just like bringing somebody behind this microphone and if they don't know how to do what or to present the show and you bring them behind the microphone, then later on they start to lie. So Mr. Bestman, we are calling on you to stand up, to get up and do something about red light. Do something about Peaceville. Do the entire Peaceville. Don't just be sitting in AC car when you can the car can go off. They make it be to the office. The office, why in office the car also is beating. In your office, they make it be in your own office, the car also beating. I don't have anything, or we don't have anything against you. We just want you to do the job. We just want you to do the referral thing. That's all. Once you do it, we'll pressing you here. That's when we started with Mo Ali. We chip in a Siafa. Why is it that we can't talk the positive about you too? Once you start to do it, we'll talk the positive about you. We don't care about people's feelings or whatsoever. Like we said, we'll step on toes, and that's what we are doing. We are making you to do your job.
You have to do it no matter what it is. That's why you are given a job. You say you could have done it better. You could make that change. That's what you're placed there for. But see all the drainages. See the drainages. My brother, they stock part of deck and people are selling food right on the quota there. People are selling food and other citizens are buying it, eating it, consuming it right there. Then you say we should give somebody against? Is that what you're trying to tell us? We are not here for that. If somebody is not doing a job, we'll tell you that you're not doing your job. You have to do it. We'll tell you to improve on your job. Stop sitting down. Do something about it. That's what we are here to do. That's why we are the watchdog of society. If we not say it, nobody will say it for the Liberian people. That's why we are here to speak on behalf of the Liberian people. So if you think this is just all, you have to wait and see which one will bring on you again on Monday. You have to see what will bring on you on the entire security force in the whole PCC. There's no understanding again. Absolutely no understanding the entire security force. You see the other person, they say the PCC police, or the good are putting iron on car. That the only thing the good are.
Oh yes. If you have a boss, worker, everyone looks for opportunity to explode. Everyone looks for opportunity, right, to use their advantage. So if you have a boss that to some extent is being irresponsible, what will happen is that people will show that responsibility and make use of the situation. And that's it. Because if Robert Besman was knowing that the job as having the biggest city as with Israel, that there is a greater responsibility on his shoulder, that he needs to do things. Then someone tell me that Robert Besman is still figuring out ways to clean the city. Then I'm thinking that at the time when President Barker had a conversation with him, that maybe you go into PPCC, I'm going to say to the Prince City Corporation, who's sending that to be the mayor. So you want to tell me from that movement up to President, still figuring out a way how you address a problem? Then we say there's another thing that Robert was taking over. He met a blueprint on the table that Pam Bleacher Taylor already had an agenda at the time on the table. To some extent, even though Peaceville was not clean 100% on horse wash, but there are some steps taken. So if you come out and say, okay, since we are figuring out ways to address this situation differently, let's start with the one already on the docket while we find solutions. So you don't tell me that as it stands, that's why 72nd is still filtered. All of the roads, all of the drainages that are along 72nd right are clogged as we speak, because Robert Besman is still figuring out ways. So that means that the people in 72nd and other parts must die or must suffer from typhoid and different health complication malaria before Robert Besman stepping to do something. Is that what you're saying? I want you understand the responsibility of the mayor, the health condition of the people, the security of the people, the welfare of the city is dependent on the mayor. In some countries, the mayor is as powerful as a senator is. Yes. As a mayor, in some countries, even in the United States or other parts, to be a mayor, is not a small tax. It's not a child play. It's not a place where you feel covered. It's not a bluff. It's a job that you have to get your feet on the ground working. It's not a job where you sit at the comfort of your home and get administrative, or get instructions administratively. It's not an administration job. It's a job that has to deal with on the field, putting your legs on the ground, getting things done. Why do you think Joseph put gloves on his head? Wear boots. It's because he want to demonstrate to those that he work with in the community, people that need to have the streets and the city clean, cannot be overly stated. So what different about Robert Besman? Oh, so Robert Besman will wear 6-star coat and sit in your car and move it, right?
With AC.
And you have him, the mayor of Monrovia,
working money,
getting his hands on the ground. Parker, you see Joseph is moving from different locations, getting things done, breaking down makeshift structures, cities in place, straightening the lines, making sure that people live with the city ordinance. What Robert Besman is doing. You tell me after 4 months, Robert Besman still not figure out strategy.
He said not get logistic.
Then you tell me that Robert Besman is able to clean the city of Monrovia. I mean, there are some people when they come to the job, you see them, you know the work is overwhelming. What makes you a patriot is to look in the face of the president, Mr. President, I appreciate your appointment. But other people tell me by solution. Find another place to send me. That's how a patriot will behave. Because at the final analysis, what you will do will reflect. Today, people will say and say President Baka take over, radar is dead. They will say Rob Desmond take over, radar dead. They will say President Baka. So whatsoever thing you do in your office, positively or negatively,
the
president. On top of what will happen is that you have a greater responsibility. Robert Desmond is the only way to take the president and rest agenda.
Sanitation.
Read what the president said about sanitation. What the promise that President Baka made to the Liberian people, when he said that the issue about cleaning and giving and having a green in the clean Prince City cannot be overstated. Then you ask yourself, what have you done over the months? Then you ask yourself, what will you do over the months? Then at that point, you have a logical conclusion that you need to get your feet on the ground cannot be overly set. Then you said that you say Robert Bestman, Robert Bestman still figuring out ways to get things done.
Yeah.
Why the people, why the children, you know, alone, I'm saying 2 Apis Road in Dupo Road. I'm saying in Dupo Road, you go there, red light, so clean in different areas where we will suffer from, you know, from malaria and the different things. You know what happens when you have a filtered environment? When you have a filtered environment, Baka, what happens is that it gave rise to increase in diarrhea. It gave rise, Baka, to increase in malaria. Therefore, you go about it different. The different health complications that the citizens will suffer.
Yeah.
It adds additional economic burdens because when you have a child that's suffering from malaria, you got to take them to the nearest hospital. It places economic burden on the family. Then all of that will be because of Robert Bestman's inability to clean the city. Then you sit there and say we should allow Robert Bestman to go scot-free on this conversation. We said no. Robert, it is time that you rise up from your slumber. For the past 4 months, you have ill-performed.
Yeah.
Are there rooms for improvement? We say yes.
Yes, there are rooms.
There are rooms for improvement.
It's level you.
But it's dependent on your work. You understand that the president's sanitation agenda is dependent on you.
Yeah.
So Robert Bestman, you gotta rise up. You gotta rise up from your slumber. Okay, wake up. Stop being too complacent. The job of a certain law is not a reward because you support President Baka. It's a responsibility to set people up peaceful. It's not because President Baka said that you supported him, so that's why you make you certain mayor. No, when our day we get 7 people in peaceful is supposed to be, and you know,
that supported you. That gave a lot of votes to you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Robert Bestman, the job that the president gave you, it is a responsibility to set the people up peaceful. So you cannot go to bed when the junior is in the second in different locations are not clean. You cannot go to bed when red light is still fetid.
Yeah.
You cannot go to bed when the different areas are still fetid. Robert Bestman, this is how we define you. This is at this level, this is how we will define you. But now when you sit in, you're comfortable, you ride, you move from one location to another, you don't care. Before that, you move things. The last I've been to the pieces. I want to challenge someone. I've been to the corporation to the city hall where you have the office. I've been at 3 different locations. 3 different locations. Not a day you even see Rob Bestman running. I went to the Friday. I went to the Friday. Go Mary Shab at 5 o'clock. Rob Bestman will be there. At 5 o'clock, go to Mary Shab. Rob Bestman will be there.
Yeah.
Why the people know the different areas? So when we're gonna set a corporation, calling us to speak Baka. You know what happened? You supposed to sit on a phone, the decks. Supposed to sit on a hill on the chair. Everybody set us scatter because I put it from their hair.
Yeah.
The hair. It's already no vision. So that because they have a vision. The whole set of corporation is spreadsheet. That's how it is. So you go, I will challenge you today Friday. Go appease the set of corporation to the headquarters and to the office. Go there and see how the office is. You will find another person sitting on the ground, the other person laying back on the phone. No one cares.
Because the head is not the head.
When you have a don't care boss, all happy.
Everybody becomes don't care.
The virus will spread to the workers, and all happening now. So when you go appease the set of corporation, you see the virus spread. Robert Bestman's virus. But a virus was effective and efficient. Robert Bestman was very robust. Baka to this time now we will be able to make a determination. Use the route from move headquarters, right? From move headquarters and that of Crown. I'm saying that's Crown Hotel, right? Crown Hotel and that of move headquarters. There's a path there that connecting.
Yeah,
you can. I'm saying use to go to the graveyard.
Yeah,
I just anyone this morning. Use that route and see how that place is. That one right opposite. The piece of city corporation headquarters. Use that route, Baka. There's no plane. There's no, plane. We went right at yesterday. We were asking as to what are the planes, how many days they can take before they put the death from here. The guy told me that for the last 3 months, all we see is that the corporation people when they come, they collect their regular taxes from us. It's been done. So I was saying we can know where to put it there. We'll bring on the road. And now what happened? So the man has to store because he needs to throw his garbage, and the Senate corporation is taking the taxes from him, but no one's coming there. So he stands up and throw it on the street. So you don't blame a citizen when the government provides the environment and tell them this is what to do. When Robert High, other people being in different locations, they transit points.
Yeah, having security, food. They will happen.
And if nothing is being done, then we can hold the people. If they just on the street,
we'll hold the people.
So if you watch red light, if you walk red light from point 1 to the end point, you will see one transit point or
nothing,
dustbin or whatever.
Nothing.
So the way you're supposed to put it, that they'll trade them.
They'll trade them.
They'll the road.
Let's take some calls this morning on the show. Calls on 0778 665 699 0778 665 699 or 0880 561 644 0880 561 644. Like we said, one day we'll give you an extra again on the Pittsville City Corporation until they can change, until Bestman can do something about Pittsville City. Every morning we'll come on the plan, we'll talk about him. Let me tell you now. Every morning we'll come here, we'll have a special edition on him. So it just started between we and Raul Bestman, yeah? Let me tell you that it just started between us. So we'll take some calls. 0778 665 699. I don't even see him yet. I don't know him, whether he black or he black. So nobody can tell me say I against him. I don't know him from nowhere. He don't even know me when he knows me. He not listen to me on show or whatsoever. So nobody can tell me say I envy him or do whatsoever thing. I only want him to refer. That's all. Let's take our first caller here this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Your name is Johnny us from. Welcome, Moses.
Why I'm saying what people say that 100%. They go around, they won't employ people for it. We that did it volunteer work after inauguration. When John, the apartment are going to go away when after get up to in letter down, working power in coffee also with a or some way around and me phone. We won't employ any other they want to do free work after work free. So the problem won't employ you around that.
Okay. Thank you so much, my brother, for calling in. We're still taking your calls 0778 665 699 0778 665 699 or 0880 561 644. The people that were doing the president inaugural cleanup campaign, where are those people today? We can't hear from them. Rob Bestman, you're taking the people passing around with them. So say you took office, you let go of every one of them.
Right now, also for that.
Yeah.
So using the people, brother.
They're using the people, and so people are disenchanted. The people are disenchanted because of that, because they pledge their support, they pledge their time, their energy, everything to this government to make things work. But here they are now. They let go of them, and the city is becoming dirty, most especially Pittsville. We're still taking your calls this morning. Call us on 0778 665 699 or 0880 561 644 0880 561 644 0778 665 699. My man, Harris, my man, you will see the people on the quota. You know, there was a demarcation place there wherein no marketeer should cross that particular point. But now you go in red light. If you enter red light, the place that they stop the marketeers from selling, the marketeers have crossed that boundary. They have crossed that line. They have crossed that point. Because of what? Because there is no law and order. There's no law and order in red light market. They said, yeah, you said we should let go of, or we shouldn't discuss something. What so you do the referral thing? Take this person here. Good morning.
Good morning, brother.
Yep, your name is joining us from.
I'm Mr. David GBI joining from Upper Mankibi.
Welcome.
Okay. Yeah, topic on discussion this morning. I read it. Got your deck issue. It's not only Morris and all over the country. And one of the things I want for government to put in place, get what he's saying, the trap can, you make sure all the trap cans on the street. And then they make some fund available again. That even the city mayor should set
or tax that on the street. When the tracker is there, and you look at the tracker, you put them around them or arrest you.
You pay fine.
Before you jail, they fine you with a 1,000 pound or 2,000 pound. You pay for the free you. It can be in it. It can be in it. Yeah, money. It can be in it. Or plastic set. You drop it, and will arrest you. You will pay that 2,000 pound. You see, if you will be a friend, you
Yeah.
will see any dead, but you drop it, that will be high.
And government will be getting money. And government will be getting money.
Who are the dead to be giving it? 7 hours the dead is to go there and get them something to get on the street, go down there.
Yeah.
And besides that, I want for government, because as they will start for it. Government will be having so commonly you can in the country to be doing fertilizer, they open fertilizer, also a fertilizer factory. They buying deck.
Okay.
They buying deck. They send out the fertilizer, you see.
All right. Thank you so much. That's true. Also, we take some more calls. 0778-665-699, 0778-665-699 is the number that you can call in this morning. We are putting the Pinsville City Corporation on the show this morning on the Punch Breakfast Show, and we anticipate your patient here this morning on 0778-665-699. 0778-665-699. Let's take another person on this line here quickly. Good morning, welcome.
I'm once again I'm David here. I'm making recommendation now and then you call me over.
Go ahead, my man.
Yeah, I'm saying the second thing, government had to make way for some kind of company to come. The company that here to produce or fertilizer, and they get the factory, then they buy deck. One is that there, nobody will have it deck. Even in the corners, they will always keep it. They carry on the side that they can buy it. Nobody will waste it on the street. Recommendation to government there. I want to think that maybe we'll continue it there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. We're still taking your calls. 0778-665-699, 0778-665-699 is the number that you can call and be a part. We can take like 3 more calls, then we wrap it up on today's edition. Like we said, this is just the beginning.
Monday we're going to deal with this.
Yeah, it will be a subject.
When there's no improvement in red light, we will be right here to remind about
Monday will be the today we had guests. Like what we thought too much about it. Monday will bring you the extra video, the real video where you will see the stock part of that. We'll go there. We'll add on to pull 1 gallon in car and then move for you to go red light. You can go on whatever say you go red light. You go to do your video, you can. Yeah, now the red light or all part of Pinsville will move around. Once he's doing better, we'll tell you, we'll come on this platform, we'll tell you say that there have been an improvement. Let's take this person here quickly. Good morning, welcome.
Hello.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, this is Gabriel G. Later. I'm calling you from Guru.
Okay, well, you are live on the show.
Yeah, my point here this morning was the issue on discussion about the deck in Raleigh. So there are people that in the country, they always, when it is not done, then they feel that the other person cannot do the best. But then when you put them in office to do the best that they tell that they can do, or they think that they can do that the other person can do, then the lack of the accuracy, sometimes they sit down and want to use other people. Like for a few years back, people were saying that the deck in Raleigh, people in Raleigh are causing too many decks, and then the city mayor was not working.
Yeah.
And then now they gave them the position and they're not able to do the work. We'll see whether now, even from Dugo Road Junction to go before or let's just say or Poly Academy Junction, there's an area they go can.
Yeah. Over because they put the PCC people are not making a deck.
Really to go to Sunan there and on the street they put park it there in the train then they put there on the
they put fire on it.
They put fire on it there.
Okay.
So this thing is now focused when people are poor and when you are poor to serve your country, you serve the country the best way that you can, but not just only for the money.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's take the public relations officer of the Pinsville City Corporation in person of my friend and brother Jeremiah. That's DJ. Good morning, man. Welcome to the show.
morning. I'd like to say good morning to your listeners. I bring you greetings from the Pinzo City Corporation on behalf of our city mayor, Mayor Robert S. Desmond II.
Okay, go ahead, my man. I guess you've been following the discussion.
Yeah, so I just want to the Pinzo City Corporation under the leadership of Mayor Desmond for the past 2.5 months since he assumed the authority here at the corporation. We have been carrying on our statutory mandate. As you know, most of the time the issue of garbage collection overshadows the workings of the city corporation, but the city corporation goes beyond the collection of garbage. As a matter of fact, I know that there are 1 or 2 issues that we encountered.
My man, the issue that we're talking about garbage collection. No, Jeremiah, you're not coming. No, listen to me now. You're not coming to take over the show. You come and make your point, and then listen to me. I'll give you the time. The issue about red light we are discussing, not the red light, the issue about Pittsville and died happened for the entire Pittsville. And you guys know that. What are you guys doing to curtail some of these things? That's the question.
Listen, they have not taken over the entire things.
What, my man?
Largest city in Liberia, geographically is the biggest city,
Mm.
and this is the most densely populated city in Liberia. So I know you're speaking about the open air red light market.
Not only red light. Not only red light, Jeremiah.
Red light now.
Yep, I reference it, but not only red light.
Will you give me a chance to?
No, but we're having a conversation now. I will not just allow you to come and monopolize the entire conversation.
You spoke about red light. I want to address the issue of red light. Then we'll go to other areas.
No, mama, you pay for the show here. You're not coming do that thing here.
Our team has been working in red light continuously, where they had a huge stockpile of working for Mr. Haas. So, thousands of dollars to take live waste from water, and that is not the
the drainages from red light to other way.
Baka, let's talk to red light. Listen, Jeremiah, listen now.
You want to give me
Jeremiah, listen, my man.
So you allow, give you time to talk. So if you're telling us that you have spent thousands of dollars to ensure that a stop out of that in red light is being taken, is being cleared off, then someone is bad up. Why is it that situation in red light is still even overwhelming? As if you haven't spent a damn that situation.
You say you spent $1,000.
If you give me chance to provide information for you, then it will be good for also our listeners. The issue of red light, more than 100,000 persons converge red light daily, and the garbage is the everyday thing, just how you eat every day. That is how garbage collection is. So if we've been working day and night to clear the waste from fight the waste fire in it initially, and we have to cut the fire off before we started holding the waste to the landfill in winter. And I wanted to give you the history of the dusting.
No, but man, you're not coming. Okay, no. When you're ready, you pay for your airtime. You do all that thing, man. So we will not come and give you. You're not coming to take over our show here. We're not PR role. We're coming run here for you.
I think
no.
it's enough.
It's enough. If you're ready, you pay for the airtime. But we just letting the librarian people know about what's happening. Don't come and
you see the deception in the conversation.
Yeah, you can see it. Jeremiah,
Jeremiah is struggling. That you have done immense work over the last 2 months, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to ensure that the situation is real. Can someone confirm to all that thing that we see looking real, looking at something, even test you, even make a team. That thing that you really, you tell us that you not even spend a damn to that thing you really looking at as if it's not even part of your plan as a city government.
Yeah,
you said that Jeremiah in open air conversation. We know that
you do your job.
You know that you have to come in defense of
it.
It is important that you point out to the steps you're taking. If you're telling us that you made some strides, honestly, I read over 100 plus more persons converge daily, and because of that, there will be increase in terms of garbage collection. Where can you point out to in red light as a transit point that people can
people can put that, or usually at night you see the center government going up. But I will tell you, wake up 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, go right. Like the way it's being done on the side, right? Because the city government understand that water side is an area that people converge daily. Usually at night, it's when they go and clean the area. So by morning between
they're all over.
Between 7, 8, 9 o'clock, you see when you enter, you know, water side, you see the place.
Yeah, what's that? It clean.
It's clean. Up to 12, 1 o'clock before you see the dancer coming up. That's fine. When that's 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning,
dead stay there.
Nothing. Then you tell us that you're not
do something.
Stop doing nothing, man.
Stop doing nothing. Yeah, we have to go, folks. If you guys think that this is all, you have to watch out for the next session on Monday. The PC will make sure that you guys do your job. You're not just be sitting in office. No, you are not in a position to sit in office. You are placed there to do the job for the Liberian people. And we'll make you to do your own job. We're not come and pinpoint you here. Oh, you try your best. You know, you're not trying. We put it there for you to try your best. We put it there for you to do your job. The job that you can do, that it will put you there for, and you will do that particular job. You like it or not, you will do that job. Right, best man. That job there. Stop sitting in AC car. Get on the feet. Do your job. And then at night hour, it's going to be in peaceful red light. When you know that the place is densely populated, you know that a lot of people can converge there every day. Make sure that you clean the place every night. That's how it was done for other people. But you say you could have done that job better. That's what place you there. Then now you can't give your excuses. No. There'll be no excuses here. If you are placed at a position to do your job, do it adequately. We here on this platform will commend you. That's all we can say. Join us on Monday. We'll be back at Harris. Yeah, of course, Buckeye. And like we said, fresh Monday morning, we are contemplating on this conversation. We will extend it. So since you say you can spend over $100,000 on that plate, we'll take our camera there on Monday and tell the people the $100,000 we'll do that. We'll see the place looking at that. Yeah, we're coming back here again. 100,000, even broom to get the people to do it. We'll go, man. Folks, we're here Monday, like we said. This conversation continue on Monday, and we'll bring you extra videos from that particular area there. We'll make sure that particular red light, we will make sure that red light is clean. This platform will make sure red light is clean. Once red light is not clean, we'll not rest on the PCC people. Up until then, we will join you back here on Monday. Harris Betty and our Buakai Amara Kamara. We